Doomsday, my Godhead space is infinite. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 26 Helicopter Conflict. The skewers are just threaded. Qin Feng's side is also on fire. Open a bottle of beer and hear the sound of a helicopter in the distance. Point. Everyone saw a helicopter flying from a distance. Amazing point. There are no helicopters in the Chengbei military region. It seems that the people who come here are not easy. The plane quickly reached the top of the building. The huge wind blew away the freshly skewered mutton kebabs. The coals of the kebabs were blowing all over the place. Point. Everyone cursed angrily when they saw it. What the hell are you doing? Such a big place is flying towards us. Are you blind? 6. People jumped out of the plane, fully armed with the most advanced weapons, a team member said, who said we were blind just now. The smell of gunpowder is full. Leng Mingyue said, who told you to park the helicopter here? It blew away the mutton skewers and charcoal fire that we had so hard to wear. The team member said, it's the end of the world. You still eat lamb skewers. We are saving you. I don't know what to do. Qin Feng stepped forward to teach them a lesson. Said, I need you to save me. Just a few of you are not enough to stuff the zombies' teeth. The more they talked, the more angry they became, and it was time to do it. Leng Mingyue and their leading captain stopped at the same time. Leng Mingyue said, are you special forces? What are you doing here? The captain said, we are the Spike Special Forces. As for the mission, is to keep it secret. We can't say it. Leng Mingyue said, okay, then let's continue eating. You go and perform your tasks. Leng Mingyue didn't want to conflict with them over a meal. They must be able to fly a helicopter to perform more urgent tasks. Leng Mingyue called everyone to prepare lunch again. The special team went downstairs. Half an hour later the smell of the barbecue came out, and Leng Mingyue took a delicious bite. Then took a sip of beer. Well, in the end of the world, you can still eat this. It's beautiful. The few people ate happily, while Qin Feng ate. He lay on the edge of the building, watching the special forces downstairs, and researching in the ashes of the big willow tree. The few people had almost eaten, and the special forces came up. The captain came over and asked, did you see a willow tree there when you came? Leng Mingyue knew that he couldn't lie. The ashes of the willow tree were obviously freshly burned. Leng Mingyue said, when we came, the willow trees wanted to entangle us. We threw a few barrels of gasoline and burned them to death. What's the matter? Burning trees is not illegal in the last days. The captain said, this tree has research value. One of our missions is to bring the willow tree back, or bring the crystal nucleus back. Leng Mingyue thought to himself, it's a good thing I burned to death for you, otherwise you might not be able to deal with the big willow tree. Said, since it has been burned to death, so be it. Why don't you stay and eat some barbecue? The captain knew that the possibility of getting the crystal nucleus was basically gone. A few people secretly swallowed their saliva. With so many days at the end of the day, they usually just eat compressed biscuits, and at the best time they can eat a bowl of instant noodles. Several people have not eaten meat for a long time. But the captain still said, we still have tasks, so we will leave first without eating. You can clean up first. I'm afraid that the helicopter will take off with a strong wind. I will disturb you. Leng Mingyue said, it's okay, we are already full. You can take off at ease. The soldiers of the special forces took off directly after boarding the helicopter. A team member behind said, Captain, they still have a lot of meat left. It's a waste if they can't eat. The captain said, these people are not simple. In the last days, they have clean clothes and are in the mood to eat barbecue. They must be powerful people. It's okay to mess with them. The team member said, Captain, our first mission has failed. The second mission is to rescue Professor Li's wife and daughter. It may not be easy to complete. It has been so long. Even if it has not turned into a zombie, it will starve to death. The captain said, no matter what, you have to take a look. The captain holds a note in his hand, which is an address. Chapter 27 Meeting the Spike Special Forces again. After eating, everyone set off to prepare for work. Originally, the aroma of barbecue was used to lure some zombies to kill them. Maybe the floor is too high. Failed to attract zombies. Open the building and drive to continue looking for zombies. I saw a big 4S store on the road and all the cars stopped. Here are big pickups, Raptor big pickups, and Lianglian are refitted. Several people found the key, then change cars. Put all the cars into the Godhead space. It turned out that the space was almost full and many supplies were not collected. Now, the Godhead space has been upgraded and supplies can be collected again. Suddenly Leng Mingyue saw another seed station. This is already in the city and there is even a seed station here. Go in and start stocking. While searching, Leng Mingyue used his spiritual sense to sweep into the Godhead space and saw that the vegetables planted had matured and the wheat, corn, and rice had entered the grain filling period. The Godhead space also has the function of food acceleration. It seems that the food and vegetables harvested before are not very useful. Several people saw a square in front of them and there was a 2-story zombie in the square. This is another level 2 zombie. Such a large body should have high defense and strong strength, but it moves slowly. This is the best way to kill. There are more than 300 zombies around. The second level zombies go straight to war or use a fire axe. Hack zombies. A few people cleaned up the first level zombies first. The second level zombie came over and Leng Mingyue knocked him down with a fireball. Then Huang Can directly tied up the zombies with wooden supernatural branches. Now the big willow tree is still too small, still a small bud. Can't help yet. After an hour, the first level zombies were finally cleaned up. The speed of the big man defending against the zombies was like the speed of an old lady walking around after dinner. The first level zombies have been cleaned up. The second level zombies rushed over, moving too slowly. But the defense is too high. Just a fireball from Leng Mingyue did not cause much damage to the zombies. Qin Feng slashed the zombie's leg with a fire axe, and the zombie kicked Qin Feng away. Qin Feng didn't stand up for a long time. This is not easy to kill. Can't break through the defense now, little Bei. Leng Mingyue shouted. Give him a grenade, pull out the ring, let Xiao Bei bite in his mouth, and say to Xiao Bei, this will explode. You find a chance to put it in the zombie's mouth. Do you understand? Remember, this will explode. After you drop it, immediately flash. Remember not to be killed by the bomb. I feel that Xiao Bei should understand. Leng Mingyue hit the zombie with a fireball, and the zombie let out a roar. Xiao Bei flashed above the zombie, threw a grenade into the mouth of the zombie, and then flashed to a car 100 meters away. Leng Mingyue shouted, run quickly. Turning around and running, the head of the second level zombie was blown away by the grenade. The golden bell cover was practiced outside, and the mouth was almost there. After a break, a few people started looking for crystal nuclei. Huang Can had a second level crystal nucleus, and this second level crystal nucleus was given to Qin Feng, so that Qin Feng would have a little help in defense. There are too few crystal nuclei in the spiritual department and the healing department, and I haven't seen them for 10 years in the last life. We can only let the pair of sisters slowly absorb the ordinary crystal nucleus. A few people took a break. Xiao Bei made a great contribution and rewarded an extra carrot at dinner. Then look at Gaozi Rhubarb. In addition to eating and sleeping every day, when can you be useful? Da Huan looked at Leng Mingyue, then turned around and waved his paw at a car. The car turned out to go straight from the middle. Halves I fucked. Goofy, you are level 2, metal. Abilities are also strong. Gaozi evolved very early, must have good talent, and drinks Lincoln every day. Great and normal. A few people packed up the crystal nuclei and continued to set off. There was no target, and they just went to kill wherever there were many zombies. Useful materials are all collected into the Godhead space. A few more gas stations were collected along the way. Gasoline is a good thing to burn zombies in the early stage. It was getting dark, and there happened to be a high-end community in front of it. Leng Mingyue said, let's rest here tonight. The neighborhood looks good. There are quite a lot of zombies in the community. It took a few people half an hour to clean up the gate of the community. Entering the community, I thought about finding a house to live in. Huang Can said, look upstairs to see if there is a helicopter we encountered at noon. Several people looked up, and the helicopter parked on the roof was the helicopter piloted by Langar and the others. The curious people walked towards the building with the helicopter. They are also acquaintances. Go and have a look. This is a 15-story building. When I reached the 10th floor, I heard fighting in the corridor. When I came to the corridor, I saw a Tibetan mastiff zombie the size of a lion, beating on the door, and after seeing a few people, he gave up the door, and walked towards this side. Leng Mingyue kicked Rhubarb. If you don't work hard, you will have nothing to eat at night. Rhubarb faced off. Although this Tibetan mastiff is a level 2 zombie, it has no special abilities. It should have just been upgraded to level 2. After a few rounds, his neck was chopped off by Rhubarb's claw. Leng Mingyue dug out the crystal nucleus before Rhubarb and collected it into the Godhead space point. Haha, I can absorb the secondary crystal nucleus tonight. Rhubarb looked at Leng Mingyue resentfully. I'm not a human. You are a real dog. Leng Mingyue walked to the door and saw that the anti-theft door had been destroyed and was full of big holes. I saw that it was the people from the Spike Special Brigade inside. The people inside were also very surprised and did not expect that someone would rescue them at this critical moment. The captain moved away the heavy objects blocking the door, said to Leng Mingyue, "Thank you so much. We ran out of bullets. This dog is too powerful." Leng Mingyue said, "It's okay. Let's go up and take a look when we pass by and see the helicopter. If it's okay, let's go." The captain shouted, "Can you help? There are too many wounded on our side. Can you help escort us down?" "Thank you very much," Leng Mingyue said. "Can you let us know about your secret mission?" The captain said, "Our first mission failed. The second mission is to escort Professor Lee's wife and daughter. Professor Lee's wife has passed away. When we found out, his daughter was also starving to death. We gave her food. Something, just now when we were fighting zombies, a zombie dog suddenly ran out and injured 4 of our team members. It's just the 2 of us. I'm afraid we won't be able to protect the mission target." Leng Mingyue said, "Is your wounded seriously injured? Is it a bite?" The captain said, "One was bitten and turned into a zombie. We have already sent it away. The remaining 3 are bruises. You can just go back and raise them." Leng Mingyue called Lingyuan to come over and treat the wounded, including Professor Lee's daughter. Several wounded miraculously stood up. Although he can't fight yet, he can already take care of himself and walk by himself. At this time, Professor Lee's daughter also woke up. He looked at everyone ignorantly. Leng Mingyue asked, "Are you going back now or leaving tomorrow morning?" The captain said, "Let's go tomorrow. It's too dark. The driver was bitten. Although I can drive, I'm not very proficient. It's too dangerous to drive at night. Let's go tomorrow morning." Leng Mingyue said, "Well, the fighting here is too chaotic. We will find another house that is empty and we will spend the night here and we will leave tomorrow morning." Leng Mingyue asked everyone to carry a bag in order to conceal the spatial ability. Let everyone prepare dinner. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 28, Dinner Zombie Siege. After taking out a lot of materials, Huang Can and Lingyu stewed beef together and cooked a few simple dishes. Thinking of the people next door, Leng Mingyue took out some pork, potatoes, and beans and stewed them in a big pot. The smell of stew here wafts to the next door. Several Spike Special Forces are no longer in a serious trouble after treatment. Smelling the smell of meat, she said, "I haven't eaten meat for a long time and I really want to have a bite." Professor Lee's daughter also said, "I want to eat meat too. I'm too hungry and I don't want to eat compressed biscuits when I smell the smell of meat." Professor Lee's daughter came to Leng Mingyue's house. Looking at the meat in the pot, he didn't speak. May have been hungry for too long. Leng Mingyue asked, "Do you want to eat meat? What's your name?" "My name is Li Linga. I thought I would starve to death, but I didn't expect to see meat." Leng Mingyue asked Confeng to call everyone from the special forces. "Let's eat together today." The members of the Langaya Special Brigade each had a bowl of rice topped with various stewed meat and stir-fried vegetables. Li Linga also ate with big mouthfuls. Leng Mingyue said to Li Linga, "Eat slowly, eat less. If you are hungry for too long, you will vomit. If you eat too much, Lingyuan and Huang can also started eating. Several people have meat in every meal, and they are used to such meals. But Li Linga and the people from the special brigade started gobbling it up. About 10 minutes after eating, Li Linga vomited. Leng Mingyue said, "Let you eat slowly, you still eat so fast." Then he said to Huang Can, "Pack up your things, let's change to another room. You can't stay overnight here." Changing a room, Leng Mingyue looked out the window and saw a lot of zombies wandering over one after another. This time the cooking time was longer and the surrounding zombies were denser. Leng Mingyue said, "Put down all the cooking things first and then work overtime. Clean up the bottom before going to bed, otherwise I won't be able to sleep well." Leng Mingyue threw a bag of expired blood out the window. Blood burst on the ground. The zombies rioted. The roar startled the Spike's people. For some unknown reason, so many zombies gathered. Leng Mingyue led people to find the person who had Spike and said, "You protect Li Linga. Let's go down and clean up the zombies." When I got downstairs, I said to Leng Mingyue, "It's dark outside now. You can sense if there are any high-level zombies. Avoid being attacked." The Bell sensed that there were no high-level zombies. The old method. Leng Mingyue took out a barrel of gasoline from the Godhead space, threw it towards the densest place, and then hit the gasoline barrel with a fireball. After the explosion, the flames were very bright. Several people started to clean up the zombies. There was a bright fire, and hundreds of zombies were cleared and the crystal nuclei were dug. Alas, there are no high-level zombies, and now the few people who are already at the second level absorb very little energy from the first level crystal nucleus. Upgrading takes a long time. Several people went upstairs. These places are safe, and the nearby zombies have been cleaned up. After going upstairs, several people were still eating. Li Linga seemed to have vomited again before. Leng Mingyue held his forehead and ignored them. Back in their own room, several people began to absorb the crystal nucleus. The first level crystal nuclei can only absorb a large amount in order to increase energy. In the next room, Lingyue was talking to Leng Mingyue, and Lingyue said, "We followed Leng Big Brother. I don't feel anything when I eat meat every meal. It seems to be the same as before the end of the world. Only when I see Li Linga today do I know what the end of the world is." Leng Mingyue nodded silently. Lingyue said, "Then why don't you hurry up and seize the opportunity?" Leng Mingyue blushed when she heard the sound, thinking of the two sisters who were serving her husband, and said, "Quickly absorb the crystal nucleus, go to sleep when the absorption is full, and stop talking." Leng Mingyue is also absorbing, feeling like a bottomless pit. The energy of the first level crystal nucleus is too low. It's almost absorbed. It stands to reason that someone should come at this time. Why is there no movement today? I waited alone all night. The next day, a few people cleaned up, made a big pot of preserved egg and lean meat porridge, and took out some steamed stuffed buns. Before the porridge was ready, Li Linga came to wait. Everyone drank a bowl and ate a steamed stuffed bun, and the members of the Spike Special Forces Brigade also ate some. The captain of the Spike team said, "We are going back to report today." "Where are you going?" "Or go to our safe zone." Leng Mingyue said, "We are not going yet. We are going to Kyoto." The team leader was surprised. This is more than 1,200 kilometers. It may have been more than 10 hours before the end of the world, but now, there are zombies everywhere, and the zombies are still evolving. Leng Mingyue waved his hand. "Let's go. I'll take you to the plane." Li Linga said, "Aren't you going together?" "I think the plane is quite big, and should be able to hold it. I still want to eat the meat you cooked." Leng Mingyue said, "We still have a lot of things to do. Go ahead and see you later." Wave your hands. The captain left in a helicopter. "It's all little episodes today. I went shopping in the city for a day, collecting materials and crystal cores, and tomorrow I will officially set off in the direction of Kyoto." Chapter 29. Hunting a large number of zombies. A few people set off and saw a school not far away. You can see the crowds inside. The dangling ones were full of zombies, estimated to number in the thousands. Leng Mingyue sensed that there were at least 3 second level zombies here. For safety, Leng Mingyue decided to use fire. I found the playground of this school. There were more than a dozen zombies on the playground, and they were easily resolved. I started to put gasoline barrel by barrel and put more than 30 barrels in full point. The explosive power of gasoline barrels is limited, so use them quickly now that the zombie level is low, and there will be no chance if the zombie level is high in the future. Point. Several people hid, and Leng Mingyue took out 2 bags of blood. One bag was lost in the middle of the gasoline, and the other bag was lost at the gate of the playground. The zombies in the school started to riot. Point. There is a lot of movement here, and all the zombies are rushing here. A dense crowd of zombies broke through the gate of the playground. Point. This is the largest number of zombies pulled at one time since the end of the world, and there are about 3,000 zombies after most of them entered the encirclement. Leng Mingyue blasted a fireball on the gasoline barrel, a series of 30 explosions. The flames burst into the sky. Point. Several people waited for half an hour. There were sporadic movements inside. A few people started working. There are also some peripheral zombies struggling with short arms and short legs, and several people quickly slashed and killed the zombies. 20 minutes later there were no more moving zombies. 1 sack per person. Start picking up crystal nuclei one after another. Of the 3 second level zombies, 1 was eliminated, and the other 2 were also only half-bodied by Qinfeng. A few people quickly collected the crystal nuclei and saw a few figures outside. Some survivors came over, probably because of the sound of explosions and flames that attracted them. People are almost dehumanized now, and Leng Mingyue doesn't want to have any contact with them. Point. Greet everyone and leave quickly. The crystal nucleus harvest is good, and there is no danger. A few people came out to see if there were any supplies worth collecting in the city. Point. After walking for half an hour, I found a 4S store. This is a RV4S store. This one is good. I've always wanted to collect it. If you don't have a place to live on the way to Kyoto, you can take out the RV, and you can take a shower and go to the toilet. There are more than a dozen RVs. Take it all away. Point. There is no place to live on the road. Continue to set off. There is an outdoor goods store on the road. Point. Everything is complete. The camouflage uniforms are not bad. Each person chooses one to change into, and the rest are all put into the Godhead space. Military shovel. There are also several compound bows, portable stove, outdoor survival items, tents, climbing ropes, binoculars, jackets. All good things to use. Compass. Now there is no navigation, only a compass. Found another smoking hotel. Although some have been taken away, there are still many left. All kinds of wine, all kinds of cigarettes. Income in the space of Godhead. Qinfeng, boss has enough cigarettes to last for several years. Leng Mingyue, if there is, we will continue to collect. In the future, tobacco and alcohol will be very valuable and can be exchanged for crystal nuclei. And this is enough for a few years. What if the end is 10 years? It's getting dark. Find a place to spend the night. Qinfeng drove and found a sign that was a 5-star hotel. Leng Mingyue said, let's spend the night here today and rest well. Tomorrow we will start heading north. Several people were on guard to check each room for zombies. In the hotel, I saw a lot of human corpses that were killed before zombification, and there were also some zombie corpses. There were obvious scratch marks on the body. The hotel is eerie. Several people found a clean room to cook. Mingyue said suddenly, it seems that something is approaching. When I swept my mental power, it ran away. It must be a mutant beast. Leng Mingyue, there are big yellow and little white mutant beasts, and ordinary mutant beasts are not afraid. The meal is half done. Mingyue said, it's here again. Several people looked up at Mingyue. Leng Mingyue asked, can you sense what level it is? Very strong. Stronger than rhubarb. Everyone was surprised that it was stronger than rhubarb. That is a 3rd level mutant beast. Let everyone be vigilant. After the meal, the mutant beasts didn't come back. Leng Mingyue said, this mutant beast is very vigilant, but it has not left, looking for an opportunity to attack us. It may be a 3rd level mutant beast, and it may be difficult to deal with. Then, he said to Dahuang, be careful, if you come, you will be on top. Xiaobei can help if you can. Then, everyone sleeps in the living room. No one leaves alone. At 4 o'clock in the morning, there was a slight noise and rhubarb stood up directly, and everyone woke up. Chapter 30 Hunting Mutant Cats. Leng Mingyue shone a flashlight on the window, and the closed window opened. It seems that the mutated beast came again, but fortunately Li Ling left. Otherwise, with the vigilance and flexibility of this mutated beast, it would definitely not survive dawn. Several people lost sleepiness. Ling Yin said, "What kind of mutated beast is this? It's already level 3. It's evolving so fast. You're still so vigilant." Ling Mingyue said, "Every time I sense it, I will leave. If it is dawn, and it doesn't appear, let's go quickly. It feels very dangerous to me." Leng Mingyue didn't want to miss out on this 3rd level crystal nucleus. The upgrade speed was so fast, it must have killed many people, and keeping it would be a disaster in the future. Leng Mingyue said, "This mutant beast is not big, and here is a residential area. I guess there is a high chance of cats or dogs. I will put some bait, and if the mutant beast appears, everyone will besiege it, especially Xiao Bei. If the mutant beast runs away, you can intercept it with space power. Huang can. It would be best if you can tie it up with branches. Qin Feng, you are going to block the window. After speaking, start to arrange." A chicken leg and a small dried fish were placed in the center of the living room. Everyone pretends to be asleep. Ling Mingyue shouldn't use telepathy anymore. Rhubarb shouldn't move if the mutated beast appears, and do it after entering the encirclement. After setting up, everyone pretended to sleep. All eyes are open. Although there is no light, it can be seen in the faint moonlight. A mutant cat was walking back and forth on the roof. This cat is a stray cat and has been bullied by people. Anyone who sees it will kick him many times. If I want to play with pet cats, I will be driven away. I have had a hatred for people since I was a child. After the end of the world, it got a supernatural power, and it wanted to take revenge on those who bullied it. When killing a person, the instinct tells it that there is something in its head that can make him stronger. From then on, killing became its driving force. Until I met these people, my instinct told it to be dangerous. It also became vigilant. Suddenly smelled the smell of dried fish. Once a pet cat only ate half of dried fish, and it ate the rest. Only then did it realize how delicious dried fish is. I smelled it again today, and quietly came out of the window again. The smell of dried fish was in the room. I looked at the people, and then at the big yellow dog. None responded. Gently entered the house. Several people opened their eyes, and saw the mutated cat coming in from the window. Everyone dare not take it lightly. This is a 3rd level mutant beast, higher than their level point. As soon as the mutated cat arrived in front of Xiao Yugen, a branch grew gently, heading towards the mutated cat. No one expected that the cat rushed towards the window too fast. When the window was about to jump out, a rabbit appeared in front of it, kicking the mutant cat back into the house with its legs. Only now did Qin Feng have time to stand at the window, block up the windows. The mutated cat that was kicked back flew towards Ling Mingyue. Ling Mingyue had no fighting ability and wanted to hide aside. He still couldn't avoid being scratched by the mutated cat on the arm, which was badly injured, and the bones were deep enough to be seen. Leng Mingyue got angry, stepped forward, and slashed at the mutant cat with an axe. The mutated cat jumped away, and Leng Mingyue came to Ling Mingyue, blocked it with his body, and asked, "How is the injury serious?" Ling Mingyue used a recovery technique on herself, and the bleeding stopped. Said, "I'm fine, please pay attention. This mutant cat is too fast." Rhubarb was chasing after him, obviously much slower than the mutant cat. Can't catch up. Tired, sticking out his tongue. Huang can whipped him with a branch, but was also dodged by the zombie cat. They had nothing to do with the mutated cat for a while. Leng Mingyue asked Ling Mingyue, can he control it? Ling Mingyue said, its level is higher than mine, and it can only be controlled for 1 second. Leng Mingyue said to Huang can, I'll count to 3 and everyone will do it together. The ringtone controls the time of 1 second. Huang can, you have to be trapped. Leng Mingyue counted, 1, 2, 3. Do it. The mutated cat was visibly stunned, and while Huang can tied it with branches, Leng Mingyue's fireball hit the mutated cat's head. The fire axe in Qin Feng's hand flew out, and flew towards the mutated cat's body. The 3rd level mutant cat is very fast, but its defense is average, and it was instantly killed by several people working together. Seeing the mutated cat being killed, several people came to Ling Mingyue's side. to check on Leng Mingyue's injuries. When it was kicked back by Xiao Bei, it flew to Leng Mingyue. The mutated cat was unstable because it hurt its arm. If the mutated cat jumped over by itself, it probably wouldn't be the arm that was hurt. If it hit the neck like this, it would be over. Leng Mingyue used a few recovery techniques for herself, and the wound was no longer bleeding. She gave Leng Mingyue a bowl of spiritual spring water and rinsed the wound with spiritual spring water. Leng Mingyue took out the anti-inflammatory medicine and gauzed to bandage it. It was almost dawn. Huang Can prepared breakfast. Several people tidied up the hygiene, had breakfast ready to go. Several people are preparing to set off to the north, and Leng Mingyue expects to arrive in Kyoto in a month. Chapter 31. Back to Huanglang town. After breakfast, I went downstairs. It was already 7:30. Leng Mingyue released the Raptor pickup from the Godhead space. Several people got into the car and drove towards the north of the city. I didn't encounter any powerful zombies when I went out of the city. When I passed by the North military camp, after leaving the city, I saw that it was empty, and they should have all moved to Huanglang town. The barracks was empty, with no one in it. Leng Mingyue wanted to go to Huanglang town again, before leaving to see if he could find Fatty Qian and Teacher Xian. Qin Feng drove 2 hours to the outside of Huanglang town. There are still many people and strength, and he can already see what the safe zone looks like. High walls, to heavy doors, guarded by soldiers. Qin Feng parked the car at the gate, and Leng Mingyue said to the soldiers, "I'm Leng Mingyue, and I want to see Master Shimoda. Please inform me." The soldiers at the door should have seen Leng Mingyue announce on the walkie-talkie, and after waiting for a few minutes, the soldier said, "Mr. Xian is here. Drive a jeep to lead the way." Qin Feng drove to keep up, and Leng Mingyue took a look. This place is more than 10 times bigger than the original barracks. The survivors all lived in houses in the original town. They drove to the villa area, which was guarded by soldiers, and there were very few people inside. The crowd followed to a meeting room. Mr. Xian came out from inside, stretching out his hand to hold Leng Mingyue. He said, "Thank you, Brother Leng, for telling us such a good place. It is really easy to defend and difficult to attack. It is much safer than the military camp. The villa you lived in before will be reserved for you, and you can go to repair it." Leng Mingyue said, "Mr. Xian, you're welcome. We won't go back to the villa. We are going to Kyoto." This news startled Teacher Xian. "It's so far away, and the journey is dangerous. Why don't you just stay in the barracks?" Leng Mingyue waved his hand and said, "We came here this time to say goodbye to you, and there was a classmate who didn't see me last time, so I came to see this time, and we are ready to go. Now the barracks are developing well. What are the difficulties? Well, if we can help, it is a duty." Teacher Xian said, "There is no problem with security now, but there is not much food. There was a large granary before. My people went there and found that it was emptied. Now the barracks lost more than 3,000 soldiers. Now there is still a large granary. There are more than 6,000 people, and there are more than 10,000 survivors. The daily food consumption of these 16,000 people is very huge, and it is estimated that there will be no food to eat in 2 months. Leng Mingyue used his spiritual sense to scan around the Godhead space. The food that was harvested before was all neatly arranged on the shelves. Then it was discovered that the food and vegetables planted before had matured. After sweeping with consciousness, the grains are automatically threshed and then put into the granary. After sweeping with consciousness, the land is plowed again, and then the grain is replanted. Leng Mingyue felt dizzy during this wave of operations, probably due to some overdraft. Gently stroke your forehead with your hands. Said, "Mr. Xian, I can get you food. What do you plan to exchange for it?" Teacher Xian looked at Leng Mingyue in surprise and said, "How much food can you get?" Leng Mingyue said, "As much as you want. I can get more." Teacher Xian said, "What do you want? All weapons and ammunition?" Leng Mingyue said, "In addition to weapons and ammunition, I also need crystal cores, which can be exchanged for. I have almost endless food, so I plan to exchange food for some crystal cores. I need 100 grenades, 100 rounds of RPG, and 10,000 rounds of bullets. I will exchange these with 10 tons of food. How does Mr. Xian feel?" Xian Guozhan calculated that, if it was in a peaceful age, he just wanted to eat farts, and it would be impossible to change so many weapons. But now is the end of the world and there is no standard to measure whether it is worth it. But still want to fight for some more. Said, this is 15 tons. I will give you these in exchange. Leng Mingyue said, okay, then 15 tons, Cheyenne. Guozhan. Did I say less? Leng Mingyue said, the first level crystal nucleus is exchanged for 100 catties of grain, the second level crystal nucleus is exchanged for 1 ton of grain, and the third level crystal nucleus is exchanged for 10 tons of grain. Mr. Cheyenne said, I need to have a meeting to discuss how much to change. You can go to your classmates first. Leng Mingyue said, okay, then I will take my leave first. Several people came out and drove to the survivors' side, and the first person they saw was an acquaintance, Brother Kayang. Brother Kayang walked over quickly and said, long time no see, Brother Leng. Leng Mingyue said, why are you here, brother? Kayang said, it's getting more and more dangerous outside. I heard that there is a safe zone here, so I took refuge here. After we separated from you, we have been killing zombies and upgrading. We have never done anything harmful to nature. Leng Mingyue said, then do you know that there is a man named Kanjun in this safety zone? He is a fat man, brother. Kayang said, there are no fat people. There is a non-fat man named Kanjun. He is over there. I will take you to see if it is him. I saw a person who was about 120 catties and 178 in height, who was relatively thin. I'll go. Fatty Kyan, why are you so skinny? It was Fatty Kyan, with gauze wrapped around his arms. He must have been injured. Leng Mingyue asked, how are you doing recently? Is the injury serious, Fatty? Money no, nothing money. Kyan Jun said, after I separated from you, I formed a small team here, and have been hunting zombies and leveling up. The last time I encountered dozens of zombies, my arm was caught on a protruding steel bar when I was escaping. The bloody question was too big after being injured, but fortunately, we were rescued by the army. Otherwise, we would have been wiped out. Leng Mingyue said, I'm leaving here. I'm going to Kyoto. You come with me, or stay. Kyan Jun looked in the direction he was coming from. There were 4 people, and a girl looked at Kyan Jun. Leng Mingyue understood. This is with concern. Kyan Jun said, I'm sorry buddy. I won't go with you. I hope you get better and better. Leng Mingyue said, okay, do you have anything missing? We have quite a lot of supplies here. I can help you with some. Kyan Jun said, we don't lack anything. We often go out to hunt zombies and collect supplies. Leng Mingyue went to the pickup truck and pretended to pick up something from the truck, but actually took out some rice from the Shenge space can chocolate. After filling a sack full, he took out another 500 crystal nuclei and handed them directly to Kyan Jun. Said, take care, I'll go to Master Shine to get some more things. After being reborn, he has been obsessed with Kyan Jun and his classmates for several years, but with Li Ming's betrayal, he is somewhat wary of Kyan Jun. Be wary of everyone, and never leave your back to anyone. Back in the meeting room, Mr. Shine said, we agreed to what you said. The first level crystal nuclei are too few to replace, and we need a large amount of crystal nuclei, so we won't change them. We will take 10 second level crystal nuclei to a third level crystal nucleus. Come in exchange for food. Leng Mingyue was surprised that there were 10 secondary crystal nuclei and 2 tertiary crystal nuclei. So many high-grade crystal nuclei. Teacher Shine said, when we encountered high-level zombies, we used intensive artillery fire to deal with them, and we suffered a lot of losses. If it wasn't for food reserves, we would definitely not change them. Crystal cores are exchanged for 30 tons. Weapons are exchanged for 15 tons. A total of 45 tons. Mr. Cheyenne, I will fetch food for you now, and you are also ready to get weapons and crystal cores. Leng Mingyue and the others drove out of the barracks for half an hour, found a hidden place, took out a double trailer from the space of Godhead, and took out some corn, rice, and wheat. It should be 45 tons, but Leng Mingyue loaded 5 tons. Give more. If you are poor, you will be good at yourself, and if you are rich, you will benefit the world. If you have space to grow food, you will not be short of food in the future. Ask Qin Feng to drive the double hanger, Leng Mingyue to drive the pickup, and return to the barracks. Drive to the barracks warehouse, and slowly unload the car. Leng Mingyue found Mr. Shan, and then prepared all the weapons. After the food was unloaded, he came back, and put the weapons on the double hangers, and then said goodbye to Mr. Shan. When leaving the barracks, Qianjun came over. Said, brother, even if you give us food, there are still so many crystal nuclei. It's too precious. Take it for you. Try to become stronger as soon as possible. Live. The two hugged each other, and they got into the car and left the barracks in a place where no one was around. They put the double trailer into the Godhead space, and all of them returned to the pickup truck and set off all the way north. The car did not stop and continued to drive north. There was no navigation and only a national map for reference. I came to the expressway on the map and looked at it because it is a viaduct. I don't know what damaged the pillars below. It seems that I can't go at high speed, so I can only take the national highway. Walked north for 3 days and entered Jiang province. There are a lot of blocked cars on the road because there are no large cities on the national highway, and some gas stations that still have gasoline on the road have collected a lot of gasoline reserves. I have never encountered a large group of zombies. Finally came to a large city, Nanshi. Leng Mingyue was going to stay here for 3 days to collect some supplies and crystal nuclei because there were already many second level zombies at this time. A few people can't drop their ranks because of rushing. Chapter 32 South City Safety Zone. It was already 5 o'clock in the afternoon when we arrived in Nancheng district. Did not go to the city. A few people in a small village on the outskirts planned to spend the night here. Find a relatively clean house, and the 3 women clean and prepare dinner. Leng Mingyue and Qin Feng took rhubarb for a walk in the village, like 2 strollers turning around in the village. Clean up if there are zombies, and suddenly there is a chicken crowing. The 2 approached quietly. Qin Feng, boss, let's see if it's a chicken. In a small courtyard, I saw a big rooster with 3 old hens. The big rooster is a first-class mutant beast. The 3 hens have not mutated yet. They are still ordinary chickens. Mutant animals can also be eaten, but the taste is not as delicious as ordinary animals. But there will be energy in the body of mutant animals. Eating them is good for the body and can help evolution. The 2 looked at each other, and Leng Mingyue nodded. Take out 2 clean knives from the Godhead space. If you cut it with a zombie killing knife, you can't eat it. The 2 touched the chicken. They were still more than 2 meters away, and the big rooster found it and slashed at the big rooster with a knife. The big rooster flew up, and the hens ran away. Leng Mingyue was in a hurry, waved a fireball and hit the big rooster. All the feathers of the big rooster were burned. Fortunately, it was a first-level mutant beast, otherwise it would have been burned to carbon. The 2 started to catch 3 hens. Qin Feng caught 2. Leng Mingyue caught 1 and came back to see the big rooster. Half of its body was blown by the fireball. It smells like chicken. Anyway, it's also mutated beast meat. Take it home and stew it together. There will be more and more mutant beasts in the future. A few years after the end of the world, mutated animal meat will be the staple food of human beings. 1 meal can keep you not hungry for 3 days. The zombies in the village have basically been cleaned up, and there are no useful supplies after returning. He gave the chicken to Huang Can. Today, he ate the mutated rooster and added a hen. The other 2 were killed and put into the divine space. 1.5 should be enough for today. The taste of this mutated chicken is not bad, and it has a slight energy when it is eaten. The next day, I ate a simple breakfast and prepared to drive into the city. Be careful in big cities, because there are a large number of zombies, so the probability of high-level zombies is also high. Not long after he left, he was stopped by several people. It seems that there are still many survivors here. Get out of the car and see what these people are going to do. The leader said, my friend is not from here. It is very dangerous inside. The Cheyenne Safety Zone has issued a warning. Try not to go in. None of the teams that went in before came out, hearing that there is a safe zone here. Leng Mingyue wants to go and see it, because if there are guns and shells, it is very likely to hunt high-level zombies, and he can exchange some with food. Leng Mingyue asked, what's dangerous in here? Where is your safe zone? Can we go? The Leader said, there was a bull roar coming from here, and none of the teams that went in came out. The safety zone issued a warning. Try not to go in. Anyone in our safe zone can enter. You need to pay 10 katis of food or supplies to enter the door. If you go to the safe zone, it is 10 kilometers west of the city. It is easy to find. The road has been cleared, and you can drive there directly. We still need to guard it here. It seems that the safe zone here is okay, and there are still people guarding it here. Good. Leng Mingyue took out a pack of cigarettes and threw them to several people and took out some chocolates. Said, you have worked hard. Let's go to the safe area first. Drive to the west. The few guards were very happy, but they didn't expect to have unexpected gains. Several people drove to the safe area, and there were guards at the door. Pay the entry fee at the door and drive inside. A few people came over before the car stopped. Asked, is this the first time for you to come to the Cheyenne safety zone? Do you need a guide? Just give me a pack of instant noodles. Looking at the next few people, they are all half-grown children, teens. Leng Mingyue saw a little girl, very thin, and said, just you. He took a pack of instant noodles from the bag and gave it to the girl. The rest scattered when they saw it. It seems that there are rules here. Leng Mingyue asked, tell me about this safe zone. Who is the leader? Approximately how many people are here? The girl said, this is the Cheyenne Safety Zone, which is a joint security zone between the government and the military region. The current leader is the former mayor of Nanshi City and the commander of the military region. There are about 20,000 people. It turned out to be like this. It seems that the management is not bad. The girl said, it seems that you are people from outside. Do you need anything here? There is a free market in the east. If you need something, you can exchange it there. Leng Mingyue saw the girl's lips were chapped and gave her a bottle of water. The girl was very excited, opened it and took a sip. Close the lid tightly again. He asked the girl again, can you eat enough here? The girl said, if you can go out to kill zombies and collect supplies, you can eat 3 meals a day with 2 steamed buns, which is almost enough to eat. People like us who can't go out to kill zombies can only get 2 bowls of gruel every day. A bowl in the morning and evening. I couldn't bear the hunger, so I came out to see if there was a chance to earn some food. I saw that your car was unfamiliar, so we came up to ask. Leng Mingyue asked, I want to see the leaders of the base. How can I do so? The girl said, I haven't seen it in such a long time, since I've been here. There are soldiers guarding it over there. The girl pointed. Leng Mingyue could see from a distance that there were obviously far fewer people there, and they were all soldiers with live ammunition. Leng Mingyue said, okay, I know everything, you go. Several people got into the car and drove towards the soldiers. Before they arrived, the soldier raised his gun and shouted, stop, vehicles are not allowed here. Several people got out of the car and said to the soldier, I want to see the mayor. Please let me know. The soldier said, not everyone can see the mayor. The mayor is very busy. Leng Mingyue said, I have a lot of grain, and I want to trade with you. He took out a pack of cigarettes and handed it to the soldier, saying, it's all for the safety zone. Go and make an announcement. I think the mayor also wants to see us. The soldier looked at the cigarette and said, I'll go and make an announcement. We don't care if we see you or not. Just take the cigarette and go in. It seems that cigarettes are still easy to use. Although the end of the day is not long, the supplies are already in short supply. The mayor is Zhao Weimin, who is in his 40s and has grey hair. At least 10 years older after the end of the world. The soldier came in and said, someone is looking for food at the door. Stand up straight away. Hurried out. As he walked, he asked, who is it? Which team from the base found the granary? The soldier said, look at the face. I haven't seen it before. When I came to the door, I saw a few people with clean and tidy clothes. Not like Survivor. It's like visiting the base with dogs and rabbits. You know, if there were dogs in the base, they would have been eaten. How many people have food? Mayor Zhao asked eagerly. Leng Mingyue said, there is food. Let's go in and talk. Zhao Weimin said, okay, please come inside. He took it directly to the office and said, how much food do you guys have? It seems that there is a shortage of food here. Xian Guotin has a lot of soldiers at the base and has collected a lot of supplies. Looks like there's no such luck here. Said, I have a lot of food. What are you going to exchange for it? Zhao Weimin was stunned. What to use? Does it cost money? It's definitely not realistic. Asked, what do you need? As long as the base has it, I can exchange it with you. Chapter 33 First encounter with level 4 zombie cow. Leng Mingyue was very surprised. Could it be that the Xianan safety zone is so short of food? Zhao Weimin said, we still have 10 days worth of grain at most. We used to store a lot of grain collected from nearby granaries, but one day a mouse bigger than a dog led a group of mutant rats to sneak attack and ruined a lot of grain, most of which were stolen by them. It turned out that it was unlucky to be stolen by a mutant mouse. It seems that Nancy is not safe, and there are high level mutant rats, and there is a bull roaring so loud in the urban area that the level cannot be lowered. Leng Mingyue said, I have a lot of food, but I need crystal nuclei. High grade ones are the best. The first grade crystal nuclei can be exchanged for 100 catties, the second level crystal nuclei can be exchanged for 1 ton, and the third level crystal nuclei can be exchanged for 10 tons. Zhao Weimin hesitated after hearing this, because crystal nuclei can make soldiers stronger, and if they change the food, they will be exhausted. After hesitating for a while, he said, if I give you all the high level crystal nuclei, and high level zombies attack us, then we won't be able to bear it. It's the same death. After hearing Mayor Zhao's words, Leng Mingyue said, in this way, you should all know where there are high level zombies in the urban area, and there are mutant beasts. Tell us the location, and we will clean them up for you, so Xianan will be safe in a short time. There is no threat of zombies in the area. Use this time to step up hunting low level zombies and let the supernatural beings upgrade their level. Zhao Weimin said, I want to discuss it with everyone. I'll have someone prepare a room for you. You should rest first. It's getting dark soon. Leng Mingyue said, okay, then give us an answer tomorrow. Followed a soldier to a 3-bedroom house, which was crowded enough for several people. Zhao Weimin hurriedly convened people, and both the military and the government were called to the meeting room. Tell me about the plan proposed by Leng Mingyue. People in the military didn't believe that they had a lot of food, and they didn't believe that they could clean up all the high level zombies in Anshi. There was a 2-hour meeting, but nothing was settled. Skeptics are in the majority. Zhao Weimin said, otherwise, let them clean up the zombies first. After cleaning up, we will trade again. If they can't produce food, the deal will be cancelled. We will trade in our safe zone, and we won't be afraid that they will snatch the crystal core. In the end, we all agreed on this plan. The meeting was adjourned. The soldiers outside the door brought some military rations to Leng Mingyue and the others. Leng Mingyue hadn't eaten yet, and he didn't refuse. The military rations that several people ate at night did not cook anymore. It tastes pretty good, but it doesn't look good. Chinese people say that it has a good color, fragrance, and taste. Now it tastes good, except for the appearance. Everything else is not bad. Divide the room after eating. One for Leng Mingyue, one for Lingyuan and Lingyue, and only Huan Can and Qin Feng left. So awkward. Finally Leng Mingyue said, Can squeeze me. Qin Feng will sleep in a room by himself. Several people entered their room, and Lingyuan said to Lingyue dissatisfied, sister, they are really going too far. Lingyue laughed and said, aren't you brave? You go squeeze too. Lingyuan said, just go. Came to Leng Mingyue's door and knocked on the door. Huan Can came to open the door. Seeing that it was Lingyuan, he didn't speak, so he stepped aside and let Lingyuan in. Sazun felt better now. After coming in, he said to Leng Mingyue, Leng big brother, I'm afraid. I want to be in this room too. Leng Mingyue looked at the bed. A normal bed of 18 by 2 meters is just right for 2 people, but it is really crowded for 3. Fortunately, there is a sofa in the house. Said, you go to bed first. I absorb crystal nuclei at night. The 2 3rd-level crystal nuclei obtained from Mr. Xian gave Qin Feng 1 and himself 1. The ones at the front are of higher rank. A half candle was lit in the house. Huan Can and Lingyuan didn't sleep either. They both sat cross-legged on the bed, to absorb the crystal nucleus, and by about 2 o'clock in the evening, all 3 of them had fully absorbed it. Getting ready for bed, when the candles were almost burnt out, Leng Mingyue was going to sleep on the sofa. Leng Mingyue was embarrassed, because she came here by herself, let Leng Mingyue sleep on the sofa, and said, "Come here and let the 3 of you squeeze this bed to fit it down. The sofa is uncomfortable, both of them are our own, and there is no embarrassment." Leng Mingyue came to the bedside. Leng Mingyue squeezed in, and slept in the middle, and Leng Mingyue lay next to each other. "It's a bit crowded." He turned over and hugged Suzune. Suzune was very happy. Then Leng Mingyue's hands began to be dishonest. Leng Mingyue resisted many times, and was wiped out, after being ineffective. This is the second time for Huang Can to watch from the sidelines. Fortunately, the candle burned out. It was dark in the room. Suzune let go of Suzune's begging for mercy. Then Leng Mingyue fell asleep in the middle, and touched Huang Can again after an hour. Only then did the room quiet down. The post-apocalyptic ability leads to stronger physical fitness, and this aspect is also stronger. Sleeping with each other tonight. Life turned upside down. Early the next morning, someone brought rations. I ate it yesterday, I didn't eat it today, put it away, and then cook porridge, eat pickles, and eat steamed stuffed buns. Hearty breakfast. Leng Mingyue took the time to harvest another batch of space grain. Corn has the highest yield, and is easy to handle. This time it's all corn. The soldiers told everyone to go to the meeting room. Everyone came to the meeting room. There were quite a lot of people in the meeting room today. Zhao Weimin said, "We basically agreed to the conditions you said yesterday, but our condition is to kill high-level mutant zombies first. After the completion of the transaction, do you think it is okay?" Can. Leng Mingyue agreed without hesitation. Even if they didn't trade them, they would still hunt zombies. With the military positioning, they saved a lot of time, and killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Asked, "How many high-level zombies are there in Mayor Zhao's urban area? Do you have the number and location?" Zhao Weimin said, "We can barely kill the 2nd-level zombies. 3 3rd-level zombies were found, and a zombie cow the size of a tank was found in the urban area. It may have reached level 4. We sent a few teams to take. None of the heavy weapons were killed, and the speed of action was so fast that it was difficult to hit. There is also the mutant rat mentioned yesterday. It should be the 3rd level, but there are too many 1st and 2nd level mice. Overwhelming. There is no way to count how many there are." "Okay, we heard a cow roaring when we came yesterday, so let's go and see the zombie cow first, to see if it's a level 4 zombie. If it's really a level 4 zombie, we need to prepare." The old man in military uniform who was sitting next to Zhao Weimin snorted coldly and said, "We didn't kill him with our armored vehicles, but you alone are not enough to deliver food." Leng Mingyue, Doomsday has already reached level 4 in just a few days. If you don't kill it now, this zombie cow will be able to break through a base after a while. The old man in military uniform opened his mouth, but did not speak. Because what Leng Mingyue said is the truth. The most important thing is that the military has nothing to do with the zombie cow. Zhao Weimin said, "The zombie cow knocked over the tank in one fell swoop." Leng Mingyue said, "Let's take a look first, and if it's really that powerful, we'll solve it at the end." After speaking, he led everyone out of the meeting room. Zhao Weimin asked a small group of people to follow into cars, came out and said to Leng Mingyue, "I believe you are extraordinary. You can fight if you can, and run if you can't. They all know where the mutant beast is. If the zombie cow can't kill it, you can't kill it. You can deal with other zombies first. Safety first." Leng Mingyue nodded. It seems that Mayor Zhao is okay. Get in the car and head towards the place where the bull roared yesterday. 2 cars followed behind them as their guide point. When I came to the place where people were guarding yesterday, I should have been notified, and did not stop. The car drove 3 kilometers inward and stopped. A few people walked on foot. If the zombie cow rushed out suddenly, they would all be wiped out in the car. Several people walked for another 20 minutes. From a distance, you can see an overturned tank and a zombie cow beside the tank. Fortunately, there are no other zombies. It should be that the zombie cow is very irritable. Drive all the zombies away, or trample them to death. In order to test the defense of the zombie cow, Leng Mingyue asked everyone to get back into the car and drove beyond the security guard. Only Leng Mingyue and Xiaobei stayed point after everyone left. Leng Mingyue took out an RPG, looked for a direction opposite to the way of retreat, and fired one at the zombie cow. At the moment it was sent out, the zombie cow ran up, even escaped the RPG. Leng Mingyue hid it well, so that the zombie cow could not find it, then took out a grenade, pulled the tab, and gave it to Xiaobei. He had already done it once, and he was very proficient now. Xiaobei teleported to the back of the zombie cow, dropped the grenade and teleported back to Leng Mingyue. The explosion of the grenade did not cause too much damage to the cow. It should be a level 4 zombie cow. It's not easy to kill now. Qin Feng is almost at level 3, and he is still far away. Leng Mingyue returned with Xiaobei, got in the car, and said to the soldiers, "This zombie cow is level 4, so it's not easy to kill for now. Let's go find the mutant mouse first. We will deal with the zombie cow at the end." Chapter 34, Dealing with Mutant Rats. The soldiers led the crowd to a factory, which should have been quite a large factory before the end of the world. Some scattered grains can also be seen on the side. The soldier said, "Every time we come, there are dense rats. There is no way to solve them with guns." In the conference room, a soldier reported, "The zombie cows have not been dealt with. They have already gone to the mutant rat factory." The old man in military uniform said, "I thought he was capable. That's it. Just look at him and scare him away." Zhao Weimin didn't speak anymore after hearing this. He also couldn't guess whether Leng Mingyue could deal with the zombie cows, and he didn't know if there was really a large amount of food. The meeting room was quiet for a while. Zhao Weimin said, "Leave them alone. It's best to solve it. If we can't solve it, we can think of other ways. We need to solve the food problem as soon as possible, and I will report to the province again." The old man in military uniform said, "It's useless to report. It's impossible to bring food in that far. I'll go gather people and see if we can get rid of the mutated rats. There's still a lot of food over there. Let the bell language sense it." Ling Yu said, "There is one level 3 mutant beast. There are 8 level 2 mutant beasts. There are so many level 1 and level 0 mutant beasts that they cannot be counted." Leng Mingyue said, "It's a good solution. Prepare gasoline in the old way. The roll of gasoline is getting smaller and smaller, and the defense of level 4 zombie cows generally does not do much damage to grenades. There are a large number of low-level mutant mice here, just in time for a wave. Ask the soldiers, do you know where the food is here?" The soldier said, "I only know that there is no food in the 2 warehouses in front, but there should be food in the 3 warehouses in the back." Leng Mingyue asked Qin Feng to drive the soldiers back, farther away, because he was going to get gasoline, so no one else could see him. Leng Mingyue came to the warehouse gently and saw many mice in the warehouse. Then start laying out gasoline. The front 2 warehouses will be the main battlefield, and there are many gasoline barrels placed under the outer wall, and a lot of gasoline is sprinkled on the ground. Make sure to order a place so that all the gasoline barrels can explode. After getting ready, Qin Feng also came back at this time and told Qin Feng and Da Huang to protect the 3 girls at the door. They couldn't help setting fire ahead, but the 3rd level mutant beast would definitely not be burned to death. Leng Mingyue took out a piece of pork from the Godhead space and threw it in the middle of the courtyard. Then he took out 2 bags of expired blood and threw a bag at the door of one of the 2 warehouses after the blood bag exploded. The smell of blood quickly attracted the mice, and soon densely packed mice came out. Then a mouse about the size of rhubarb came out from the middle. It should be the Rat King. Came to the pork and started to eat it. A fireball hit the mutant Rat King. Xu Wang sensed the danger and jumped away. The fireball hit the gasoline barrel, a series of explosions, violent burning, and rats running around with fire all over their bodies. Several people stopped at the door, and if anyone ran out, they would call back, fearing that the fire would be brought out. Low-level ones can be directly burned to death, and the 2nd level and 3rd level Shukings have already extinguished the fire on their bodies and rushed towards several people. Qin Feng and Leng Mingyue stood in front. Qin Feng slashed at the Shuking with a fire axe. Xu Wang jumped away flexibly. A 2nd-class mouse was tied up in the bright yellow branches. Leng Mingyue hit a fireball on the head of the 2nd level mouse, and the head exploded directly. Ling Mingyue used mental power, to control a second level mouse, and controlled the mouse to suddenly attack the Mouse King. The Mouse King was held down, and Leng Mingyue stepped forward and slashed with an axe, which hit the Mouse King's front leg, and the leg was cut off. The Mouse King was seriously injured, and became even more violent. Leng Mingyue shouted, "Qin Feng, Huang Can, you two kill the second level rat first, and I will stop the Rat King first." Leng Mingyue also took out a pistol to help fight some low level rats. Rhubarb also runs back and forth. Rhubarb does not dare to fight against the Rat King, but he can bully the rats of the first or second grade. The second level mouse controlled by the ring language was torn apart by the Mouse King. Xu Wang and Leng Mingyue fought for more than 10 minutes at this time. Several people cleaned up all the secondary ones. Several people surrounded Xu Wang. Huang Can was the first to tie up the Xu Wang with the branches, and the Shu King jumped away. Qin Feng and Leng Mingyue stepped forward, each with an axe, but they were both dodged. Leng Mingyue shouted, "Use the method of killing the mutant cat last time. You are ready to ring the bell. 3, 2, 1, do it." The Shu King didn't move. The yellow branches immediately bound the Shu King. Qin Feng's axe slashed at the Shu King's neck. Leng Mingyue hit a fireball on the head. The Shu King wasn't dead yet. He was still struggling. The branch was freed. Qin Feng's axe hit the wound, and the Shu King's head was chopped off. Several people breathed a sigh of relief. Several people are still at the second level, but there are more and more zombies and mutant beasts at the third level. Mingyue's face is a little pale, and the ability to control the mutant Rat King beyond the first level is somewhat overdrawn. Quickly took out a bowl of liquid water for Mingyue to drink. A few people cleaned the battlefield, collected all the crystal cores, carefully put away the second level and the third level Mouse King crystal cores, and divided them up at night. Now Qin Feng and Huang Can are about to upgrade. Leng Mingyue is still far away. Put away the nuclei. A few people walked in, and the warehouses behind were opened, and they saw a lot of food piled up. Call the soldiers, and inform people to come and fetch food. When the soldiers saw so much food, they hurriedly used the walkie-talkie to announce it. Several people drank some spiritual spring water and regained their strength. Said to the soldiers, "Take us to the next zombie spot." Zhao Weimin was very excited when he received the notice in the meeting room and said, "The third level Rat Kings have all been eliminated. It seems that their strength is still very powerful." All the wagons were sent out to pull grain. Discussion started again in the conference room. If we really wiped out all the high level zombies, do we really want to give them crystal nuclei? Several people looked at each other in blank dismay. Zhao Weimin said, "Don't be fooled. Even if you really get all the food back, how long can you eat it? It may be less than a month, and there are still survivors coming, and the number is increasing." Several people stopped talking. Soldiers brought Leng Mingyue to a stadium. Said, "There will be a sports competition here on the day of the end of the day. According to statistics, there were more than 20,000 people here on that day, so there are more than 20,000 zombies inside now, and there should already be high-level zombies. We only dare to use drones to observe remotely. If the zombies get angry and rush out, it is very dangerous." Leng Mingyue and the others came to a high-rise in the south of the stadium, looked down, and saw densely packed zombies. Also saw a big one. It must be a high-level zombie, but the level cannot be confirmed yet. Leng Mingyue began to arrange. The military's drones are relatively large and can fly with relatively heavy things. This high platform is estimated to be 30 meters away from the stadium. Leng Mingyue went downstairs, quietly came to the roof of the stadium, took out a large barrel of gasoline from the Godhead space, opened the mouth to let the gasoline flow into the audience stand, and then flowed to the center. Leng Mingyue put 20 barrels in total. Then back to the top. Prepare to clean up all the zombies in this stadium. Crystal nuclei can be harvested here again. A wave of fat. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 35 Qin Feng, Can Huang upgrades. Leng Mingyue is all set up. A military drone was used to carry a Tenjin piece of pork with 2 bags of expired blood tied to it. It slowly flew up and flew towards the stadium point. The sound of drones attracts zombies. The zombies looked up. When it got to the sky, Leng Mingyue exploded the blood bag with a pistol. Blood was spilled, and the zombies below rioted. The zombie looked up, hoping to touch the pork. There are more and more zombies. Leng Mingyue and the others prepared the RPG in advance. Fire at the densest place. A bazooka is 4 rounds. 5 people, a total of 20 rounds. Then the gasoline was ignited again. The stadium was in flames. Leng Mingyue said to the soldiers, "You inform Mayor Zhao Weimin. I want to borrow some people. Come over and help me collect crystal cores later. There are too many crystal nuclei here, and it takes too long for a few of us to collect them." The soldier went to report to his superiors on the walkie-talkie. Zhao Weimin heard about their method and said in the meeting room, "Why didn't we think that this method is really cost effective and the loss is the smallest, so many crystal nuclei can be obtained at once? It's really eye-catching." Several men in military uniforms were also whispering. Zhao Weimin said, "They don't have much trouble killing the 3rd level mutant beasts. If you want to take them down, it's not easy. Didn't you hear? They still have bazookas. They said earlier that there was a lot of food. Maybe there are people behind." The conference room was quiet again. Zhao Weimin said, "Now we will be safe after they wipe out all the high-level zombies and mutant beasts and then bring us food, so we have a chance to breathe. If their team doesn't show up, we will run out of food within a few days and we will be self-defeating. Therefore, their appearance will benefit us a lot." Zhao Weimin sent 200 people to wait for Leng Mingyue's orders. Leng Mingyue said, "After we finish killing the zombies below, we will pick up crystal nuclei together." Everyone nodded. The fire had been burning for half an hour. There are more than 20,000 zombies, and there are still more than 1,000 now, avoiding the flames in the corner. There are also high-level zombies that can't be killed by flames, and now they need Leng Mingyue and the others to clean them up. Several people came to the gate of the stadium. The door was opened, and there were several zombies at the door. Several people lined up. Qin Feng and Leng Mingyue opened the way and began to kill the zombies. Huang Can is also the main force now. Huang Can perfectly control 3 branches, whip, and bind zombies. Mingyue controls a 2nd level zombie, and standing in front makes Qin Feng and Leng Mingyue less stressed. The fire in the stadium has not been completely extinguished. The taste is very choking. The 5-man squad moved forward. People came in one after another and began to pick up crystal nuclei. Suddenly, a zombie in front of him sent out a water polo. Fortunately, it was a first-class zombie. The water polo is not very powerful. Qin Feng smashed the water polo with an axe, and Leng Mingyue eliminated the water zombies with a fireball. The few people cleaned up more carefully and haven't encountered attribute zombies for several days. They are always negligent. At this time, a zombie covered in metal color rushed over. It should be a gold type zombie. Leng Mingyue chopped down the gold type zombie with an axe, and the zombie stood up again. The injury was not serious. Huang Can tied up the zombie with branches. Rhubarb stepped forward and slapped the zombie away with his paw, then stood up again. Leng Mingyue followed by a fireball, which exploded on the zombie. The gold type zombie had a big wound on one shoulder. More branches twined up. Mingyue controlled a 2nd level zombie to hug the injured arm and start biting it, tearing the arm off. Leng Mingyue hit the metal zombie in the face with a fireball, and it exploded. Immediately, Qin Feng's fire axe left and slashed at the gold zombie's neck. After several heavy injuries, the gold zombie was finally dealt with. The base number of zombies here is large, and there are more attribute zombies. After cleaning up for an hour, everyone was a little tired, and Mingyue gave everyone a recovery spell. Leng Mingyue took out the space spirit spring for everyone to drink. This is a big man with a size of 25 meters appearing in front of everyone. Leng Mingyue quickly took out an RPG and coaxed it. This big guy moves much slower. An RPG blew a big hole out of the zombie's belly. A few people couldn't keep up with their physical strength, so they used thermal weapons to deal with this big guy. He gave Xiao Bei a grenade again. Xiao Bei was very skilled in doing this, pulled the pull ring, teleported to the front of the zombie, dropped the grenade, and ran behind everyone in a flash. The zombie survived the explosion and stood up again. Leng Mingyue didn't want to fight. Another RPG shot hit the head, and the zombies were completely over after another half an hour of cleaning. It was finally all cleaned up. During the cleaning process, I saw that the 3rd level gold zombies and the large 3rd level crystal nuclei were all put away. The 200 people in the stadium had already started, and several people sat on the side. To rest point, the people in the meeting room have not left, waiting for the battle report point. A soldier ran in to report. The 5 of them killed thousands of zombies, including 2 of the 3rd level zombies. Zao. Weeman glanced at the old man in military uniform and said, "Let's stop here for today's meeting. Everyone is tired. Let's end the meeting." After working until the evening, it was finally finished. Each of the 200 helping soldiers grabbed a handful of 1st level crystal nuclei. These people are very happy. Usually, they are very happy to get 1 piece a day. Looking at this one, there may be about 30 pieces with a few sacks of crystal nuclei. Back to Cheyenne and safety zone. Did not go to Zao Weeman. He went straight back to the room where he rested yesterday. There is also water and electricity. Several people took a bath, covered in dirty blood. All clear and clean. Tuan Can and Ling Yu made dinner and scrambled an egg with tomatoes, a shredded potato, a pork stew vermicelli, a braised pork. After a few people ate, they began to divide the crystal nuclei. Qin Feng felt that he was about to level up, and so was Huan Can. They each received a 3rd level crystal core and several 2nd level crystal cores. The bell language and the ringtone are still a bit worse. Each person has 2 2nd level crystal nuclei and a pile of 1st level crystal nuclei. Leng Mingyue directly started to absorb a bag of 1st level crystal nuclei. Rhubarb and Xiaobei also followed suit, lying directly on the bag containing the crystal nuclei. I didn't sleep tonight, trying to absorb it. At around 12 o'clock in the evening, Qin Feng broke through the 3rd level first. At 3 o'clock in the morning, Huan Can also broke through to the 3rd level. Leng Mingyue snapped hard. After absorbing 1 bag of 1st level crystal nuclei, I took another bag to absorb it. At dawn, I felt swollen and couldn't absorb any more. I finally felt like I was about to advance to the next level. By this time it was daylight. In the morning, Ling Mingyue looked at Huan Can enviously. Chapter 36 Clearing high-level zombies. While having breakfast, Leng Mingyue asked, "How are you all doing? Do you feel like you are about to upgrade?" "Ling, you said, I feel like I should be able to upgrade in 1 to 2 days. With a bitter face, Ling Mingyue said, "I don't feel it yet." Leng Mingyue took another look at Dahuang and Xiaobei. Since drinking the spiritual spring water, their evolution rate has slowed down, but they are almost invincible at the same level. Xiaobei nodded. "Should be about to upgrade." Rhubarb did not respond. Leng Mingyue asked Xiang Mingyue again, "How is your big willow tree?" Mingyue said, "Before, I was recovering vitality. Now it is the 1st level. It will be upgraded quickly. Plants absorb energy much faster than humans or mutant beasts." Few people had breakfast and set off again. Under the leadership of the soldiers, basically a few 2nd level zombies gathered together, or a 3rd level zombie led a group of younger brothers. It wasn't too difficult for a few people to clean it up. Qin Feng was already at the 3rd level, and the gear in front was very safe. After Huan Can reaches the 3rd level, she can control 3 branches to attack zombies, and the branches become strong and sharp. When cleaning up until noon. Surprised by a speed zombie. The zombies are already at level 3, and they are very fast. He suddenly appeared behind Ling Mingyue, and after several people found out, it was too late to rescue him. When Ling Mingyue felt that the zombie's claws were about to scratch her throat, Xiaobei suddenly appeared and kicked towards the zombie with her hind legs. The zombie's claws brushed against Ling Mingyue's neck. The speed zombie fell to the ground. The bright yellow branches are quickly tied up. Qin Feng came over and killed the zombies with a few axes. Ling Mingyue plunged into Leng Mingyue's arms, cried, and said, "I thought I was going to die. I thought I would never see you again." Leng Mingyue was okay in killing zombies, but when he saw the crying girl's head was getting bigger, he could only say, "It's okay, don't cry." Xiaobei can always make a move at the most critical moment. A leg. Ling Mingyue picked up Xiaobei and said to Xiaobei, "Thank you. Let the cold big brother give you an extra meal today. A carrot and a Chinese cabbage." After The matter calmed down. Leng Mingyue said, there will be more and more special zombies in the future, so everyone must be careful. The lion fights the rabbit with all his strength. It's already noon, and several people are preparing lunch. The spirit spring water was used for cooking, so several people recovered quickly. In the afternoon, the soldiers brought them to the university city. It's harder to kill here than the gym, because there are 3 universities nearby. The zombies in the university are in every teaching building. Pull one hair and move the whole body. A university has 10,000 to 20,000 zombies. There is at least one level 3 zombie in each school. So I never dared to do anything here. It's not easy to kill here. Several people found a commanding height and looked at the 3 universities. Not far away, the sound of fighting will definitely attract zombies. Qin Feng said, there is a food court in the middle among the 3 schools. We lured all the zombies to the middle, then put gasoline on it and set them on fire. Leng Mingyue said, it's possible. It's probably the last time we burned zombies so well. Now it's difficult for gasoline to burn the zombies of the 2nd level, unless it's the center of the explosion. The burning of gasoline is basically useless for the zombies of the 3rd level. Leng Mingyue first went to the food court to set up. This square is very big. Open the gasoline barrels one by one. Since it is the last time to burn the zombies, add more gasoline. Zombies are easier to kill now. Zombies will generate wisdom when they reach level 5, and they can order zombies lower than their own level to start wandering. A group of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands is normal. At that time, it will be another doomsday for the survivors. A small safe zone cannot resist the attack of a large group of zombies. Leng Mingyue arranged gasoline and put some grenades in the middle. Qin Feng drove to the farthest school, and Leng Mingyue rode a motorcycle to the 2 nearest schools. Qin Feng drove and honked at the school. A lot of zombies came out one after another. Qin Feng kicked the gas pedal, circling around the school to attract more attention. Leng Mingyue is riding a motorcycle. This motorcycle is the earliest street blasting motorcycle entered in the Shenge space. Driving into the school, there was no need to honk the horn. A group of zombies formed one after another, and Leng Mingyue drove towards the school next door. Leng Mingyue was afraid that the group of zombies would disperse, so he took out a bag of blood and threw it at the gate of the school. The blood bag burst open, and a large number of zombies rushed towards the blood bag. A small part is still chasing Leng Mingyue. Got into another school on a motorcycle. Seeing several supernatural zombies, Leng Mingyue accelerated and ran out. The blood in the blood bag at the door has been licked clean. They all chased Leng Mingyue again and came to the food court. At just the right time, Qin Feng drove in the opposite direction, and the 2 rushed to the side before the zombies caught up. 2 groups of zombies collided in the food court. Leng Mingyue throws a few bags of blood and a few pieces of pork to the collision center, and the zombies go berserk at you, competing for the pork and blood bags. Almost all the zombies entered the encirclement. Leng Mingyue waved his hand upstairs. The RPG upstairs started launching. The 3 girls became the angels of the thunderbolt, and the rocket bomb ignited the petrol barrel and exploded with a loud sound. Several people waited for a while to clean up the high-level zombies that were not killed by the explosion. In the Cheyenne safety zone, Zhao Weimin was in a meeting again and said, their method is very good, and we have a lot of guns. Immediately arrange people to learn this method and prepare gasoline and grenades. RPG. In the early stage, find a place with few zombies to experiment. Everyone present regretted it. I hadn't thought of such a way. When the world just ended, people had a sense of fear of zombies after a while. He said something to Mayor Zhao on the intercom. Zhao Weimin said to everyone. Leng Mingyue said that this method was used for the last time. The level of zombies behind is high, and gasoline cannot be burned. We can prepare some shells for precise strikes. The consumption will be more. We can use this method for a while. Everyone upgrade as soon as possible. The intercom also said that Leng Mingyue needed help. This time 500 people were sent to help with more crystal nuclei this time. Half an hour later, there were still hundreds of zombies in the food court. The current zombies are unconscious and don't know how to escape. The level of zombies is high, and they will run away when they see danger. These hundreds of zombies were either lucky not to be bombed, or they were of higher level. The fire was almost out. Several people went downstairs and started working. The second level zombies basically have no combat effectiveness, and their arms and legs were burned off by the fire. Rhubarb began to bully the burned half-dead second level zombies. Several people worked together to clean up the third level zombies. There is a third level fire type zombie, which poses a greater threat to everyone. Because there were people from the military, Leng Mingyue who didn't take anything from the Godhead space, so Qin Feng found a car and smashed it directly at the fire type zombies. Huang Can was directly tied up. Qin Feng stepped forward to deal with it with a few axes. The mage was charged, and it was easy to deal with it in close combat. Chapter 37 Collective Upgrade. Solved the fire zombies. There is also a third level earth zombie in the food court. Several people took turns to attack. Although the defense was high, the movement was slow. After Huang Can was tied up with branches, Leng Mingyue and Qin Feng took turns cutting with fire axes. The 5-minute attack finally killed the zombie. Clean up all the zombies here. The people sent by Zhao Weimin also arrived and started to work. After collecting the crystal nuclei, it was inconvenient for Leng Mingyue to enter the Godhead space. It's still the old way. All the people involved in collecting crystal nuclei each grab a handful of first level crystal nuclei. There were too many crystal nuclei, so the military dispatched a truck to load them, and it was getting dark. Although a few people still have combat power, they also want to rest. Back to the safe zone together. After washing up and before eating, Zhao Weimin came. To Leng Mingyue's surprise, the two shook hands, and Zhao Weimin said, "I heard that you have eliminated a large number of zombies, so I'll come over to express my thanks." Leng Mingyue asked Huang Can to do more. Zhao Weimin stayed here for dinner. Zhao Weimin saw that he cooked a lot of food, and many of them were fresh vegetables, meat, and a piece of braised fish that he couldn't eat himself. Sit down and eat politely. Zhao Weimin said, "I brought back a lot of food from the mutated rat king. I want to thank you for this. We will use the crystal nucleus to settle the settlement for you later." Leng Mingyue waved his hand and said, "That's your food. You don't need to give the crystal nucleus. If you still need it, I will ask someone to fetch it." Zhao Weimin was very happy and said, "Brother Leng is righteous. On behalf of the survivors in the Cheyenne safety zone, I would like to thank you. Brother Leng, you can show the big brother the truth. How much food you can exchange? I will let someone prepare crystal nuclei." Leng Mingyue said, "Mayor Zhao, don't ask how much food we have, how much you want to exchange, or how many crystal nuclei you can take out. As much food as we have, Mayor." Zhao was surprised. "I thought it was a big breath. We are going to deal with that zombie cow tomorrow. It should be a 4th level zombie. We have almost cleaned up the high level urban area. We will kill the zombie cow tomorrow and we should leave after we exchange the crystal nucleus with you gone." Zhao Weimin said, "Brother Leng, don't leave in such a hurry. Stay a few more days. Let me also do my landlord's favor." Leng Mingyue said, "We still have to hurry and want to get to Kyoto as soon as possible." "Why are you going so far to Kyoto? It's not safe along the way." Leng Mingyue said, "There are many important things to go there. Just continue eating." And generally everyone listens quietly when Leng Mingyue speaks. After the meal, Zhao Weimin said goodbye for a while. Several people began to divide the crystal nucleus. Both Qin Feng and Huang Can were already at the 3rd level, and they only received 2 second level crystal nuclei and a bag of 1st level crystal nuclei. Lingyue and Lingyue are each assigned a 3rd level crystal nucleus and 5 second level crystal nuclei, as well as a bag of 1st level crystal nuclei. Leng Mingyue said, "Qin Feng and Can are already level 3, and there are too few high level crystal nuclei now. Let's absorb it first. Ring, tone and ring language. First absorb the 3rd level, and tomorrow we will deal with a 4th level zombie cow. It would be best if you can upgrade today. If you really can't upgrade, don't force it." Then he took out 2 more bags, gave them to Dahuang and Xiao Bei, and said, "You two should advance as soon as possible, because there are already many people who are higher in level than you." At this time, Lingyue said, "Brother Leng, can you give me another bag of 1st level crystal nuclei?" The big willow tree fell off Lingyue's wrist, and Leng Mingyue understood. Another bag was given to Lingyue. The big willow tree directly took root on the bag of the crystal nucleus, separated out a lot of roots, and each crystal nucleus was wrapped with tree roots. Leng Mingyue was surprised that the absorption speed was too fast. Leng Mingyue asked Mingyue, "Can you control this willow tree 100%? Don't devour the Lord then, Leng." "You said, it's okay, I can completely control it now." He took out 2 more bags and put them on the ground. Said, "It's fine if you can control it. Come on and absorb the crystal nucleus. There is still a tough battle to be fought tomorrow." Now, the level of mutated animals and mutated plants is too low, and when the level is higher in the later stage, there will be special control restrictions so that the submissive mutant beasts will expose the crystal nucleus and be restricted above and below the crystal nucleus. Leng Mingyue as the leader is also very depressed to be surpassed. Levels are exceeded by players stepping up the absorption. Are left 3 third-level crystal nuclei, more than a dozen second-level crystal nuclei, and several bags of first-level crystal nuclei. Start trying to absorb point at 11 o'clock in the evening. Rhubarb and Xiaobei broke through to the 3rd level. At 12 o'clock, the Bell language broke through to the 3rd level. Leng Mingyue finally broke through to level 3 at 3 am. At 6 o'clock in the morning, the Bell also broke through to the 3rd level point. Finally, everyone has collectively reached level 3, and it should be no problem to deal with level 4 zombie cows. Everyone had a good meal in the morning and celebrated that the whole team reached the 3rd level. Chapter 38 Hunting the Zombie Cow. At 8 o'clock in the morning, everyone had breakfast, and Leng Mingyue said, "Rhubarb, why hasn't it changed after leveling up? Isn't the higher the level of the mutant beast, the bigger the body?" Rhubarb's intelligence is not lower than that of adults because of drinking the Lingquan water, but he can't speak yet. Rhubarb turned white. Leng Mingyue jumped onto the back of the pickup truck at a glance. "I thought to myself, the car won't be able to hold me when I'm in a big car, and I must be trying to make me run and follow the car, so I'm not stupid." A few people set off, came to the vicinity of the zombie cow, and hit the Raptor pickup, so that one car with such a high passability was damaged, and one car was missing. Several people were looking for the zombie cow, but it was not where it was last time. Several people stood on guard to avoid being attacked. Go to the back of the building to see the zombie cow. Level 4 zombie cows can no longer be harmed by ordinary guns. Neither does gasoline. Now the bazooka or grenade can still do some damage. Let Qinfeng attract zombie cows in the front, and the 4 people in the back each have a bazooka and Xiaobei a grenade, ready to sneak attack. After Qinfeng reached the 3rd level, his strength increased significantly. He was already stronger than Leng Mingyue, and his speed was also much faster. Leng Mingyue said, "Shall I prepare a piece of red cloth for you, so you can fight the bull?" Leng Mingyue found a red down jacket from the Godhead space and threw it to Qinfeng, saying, "You can try it." Qinfeng was speechless and walked out. Leng Mingyue ordered, "After the zombie cow charges up, fire the rockets together." After the zombie cow charges up, it's hard to dodge. After Qinfeng walked out, he shook his red down jacket and yelled loudly to attract zombie cows. The zombie cow was provoked and rushed towards Qinfeng. After the speed increased, Leng Mingyue gave the order to launch. Of the 4 rockets, the zombie avoided 2 of them. One hit its hind legs, and the other hit its back. A huge explosion knocked the zombie cow over. Xiaobei instantly appeared above the fallen cow, dropped the grenade, and disappeared in a flash. The bombing by several people injured the cattle. The zombie cow stood up and rushed over again, obviously at a slower speed. Because the distance is too close, and then use hot weapons, the cattle are not dead, so they blow up their own people to death first. Qinfeng shook his down jacket. Niu-chan came over. Qinfeng quickly moved away. Leng Mingyue hit the injured hind leg with a fireball, and the zombie cow turned around again. One of its hind legs was no longer flexible, and the zombie cow had really high defense. The fireballs used by Leng Mingyue now surpassed those of normal 4th level abilities. This zombie cow is an earth type, wind type and dual type zombie animal with super high defense. Huang Can tied the body of the cow with 3 branches, but the cow struggled and broke it. Leng Mingyue mentally controlled the zombie cow, and the zombie cow remained motionless while the others began to output. Qinfeng swung the fire axe round and hit the zombie bull's head with one axe. The fire axe broke immediately. Qin Feng was dumbfounded. What should he do if he has no weapons? Leng Mingyue found a thick steel bar from the Godhead space, estimated to weigh more than 100 kilograms, and said, "Let's use it first." Mingyue only controlled it for 1 second before his mental strength was overdrawn. Tuan Can used his ability to grow 3 more branches from the zombie cow's hind leg wound. Leng Mingyue hit the zombie bull's head with a fireball technique, and a wound appeared on the bull's head. Qin Feng pierced the bull's head with a steel bar the moment the zombie cow broke through the mind control. A soil thorn appeared at Leng Mingyue's feet. Leng Mingyue didn't expect that the cow could attack with supernatural powers. The legs are spread apart, and the soil thorn stabs towards the third leg. Oh my god. It's God jealous that I have such a beautiful girlfriend. Although I have been slept with a lot, but Mingyue is so beautiful. Sister who is sister, I haven't succeeded yet. I don't want to lose my third leg. Although he thought a lot, in the blink of an eye, Leng Mingyue took out a car from the Godhead space and blocked it on the soil thorn. The soil thorn pierced the car and reached the thigh, which was very dangerous, so close. The inner thighs of both legs were dripping with blood. Leng Mingyue didn't care about the wound and jumped backwards, then condensed fireballs with both hands, and the 2 fireballs hit the zombie cow's head, knocking the cow down. Leng Mingyue waved his hand again, and 2 more fireballs hit them. The zombie cow was still alive and had to stand up. Leng Mingyue's fireball was like a machine gun. He smashed more than 50 fireballs in one go, and the zombie cow was gone. Moved. Leng Mingyue sat down on the ground. His legs were bleeding profusely. Mingyue was as dumb as he didn't need supernatural healing, and ran over and said, "Leng, big brother, where is your injury? Is it serious?" Leng, you and Tuan Can. Qin Feng also surrounded her. Leng Mingyue's pants were all torn. Mingyue and Tuan Can didn't feel anything yet, but Mingyue blushed and turned around. She saw things she shouldn't have seen. Leng Mingyue said, "If you don't treat me again, I will bleed to death." It was only then that Mingyue remembered her supernatural ability and quickly healed Leng Mingyue. After several treatments, the bleeding has stopped. It seems that after the ringtone is upgraded, the healing effect is better, and I drank another bowl of spiritual spring water. Chapter 39. Qin Feng helped Leng Mingyue up to the co-pilot of the car. Qin Feng drove back to the safe zone. Go back to where you live. Let Tuan Can prepare some blood-enriching meals. Stewed bone soup with red dates. No meal yet. Zhao Weimin is here again. Leng Mingyue was lying on the bed. His complexion turned pale. Zhao Weimin said with concern, "Captain Leng is injured." Leng Mingyue said, "The 4th level mutated zombie is too powerful, and I was accidentally injured. I may have to rest for 1 to 2 days, but it will not affect the transaction. You can prepare the crystal nucleus. I will ask people to prepare food. We have basically cleaned up all the high-level zombies in the southern city, and the safe zone will be safe in the short term." Zhao Weimin stood up, bowed to Leng Mingyue, and said, "Thank you. I thank you on behalf of the soldiers. If it weren't for you, our soldiers would have lost a lot of people." Leng Mingyue waved his hand and said, "You're welcome to take what you want." After a few pleasantries, Zhao Weimin left. Originally, they wanted to deal with the zombie cows and leave, but now Leng Mingyue is a little weak and is going to take a rest. Mingyue next door was talking to Mingyue. "Sister, you have to hurry up. Today is the end of the world. We may encounter danger one day. I can feel that you like cold, big brother." Mingyue blushed, feeling sorry. Mingyue continued, "You've seen all of it today. You have to be responsible." Mingyue said, "Let's wait until brother Leng recovers from his injury." Mingyue was very happy, so that 2 sisters would win against 1 Tuan Can. Mingyue blushed and thought, how could he get in so big? This night, Qin Feng worked harder to absorb the crystal cores, and he didn't absorb all the 4th level crystal cores overnight. The higher the crystal core level, the better the quality. The team gave the best to himself, and he had to work hard to protect everyone behind him. Several people mainly absorb the 2nd level crystal nucleus, and only rest when they are fully absorbed. Leng Mingyue did not absorb. Had a good night's sleep. The big willow tree of Mingyue was the most unexpected. It seems that it can be absorbed infinitely, and it is now level 3. This speed is unmatched. Now it can participate in battles, and Leng Mingyue also gives it a bowl of spiritual spring water every day. The next day, Zhao Weimin came again and showed the statistical data to Leng Mingyue. Leng Mingyue said, "We don't need the first level crystal nucleus. You can let everyone absorb more and level up as soon as possible, and the safe zone will be safer. The second level crystal nucleus is exchanged for 1 ton of grain, and 1/3 level crystal nucleus is exchanged for 10 tons of grain. Shannon. Safety zone can produce 22nd level crystal nuclei and 5/3 level crystal nuclei, all of which were obtained by using weapons of mass destruction. The few people didn't leave today. They were exhausted even after traveling, and they fought for another 2 days in Shannon safety zone." Leng Mingyue said, "I'll get someone to bring the 70 tons of grain tomorrow morning, and we'll trade tomorrow morning." Zhao Weimin said it was okay. Leng Mingyue added, "I don't know if you can trade weapons or food." Zhao Weimin said, "What weapons do you need? Guns are no longer useful against high-level zombies. We want some TNT bombs. If possible, I will exchange 30 tons of grain for 10 TNT bombs. If not, forget it." Zhao Weimin said, "I'll have a meeting to discuss this when I go back, and I'll give you an answer tomorrow morning." After Zhao Weimin left, none of them went out. The house they lived in was not far from the headquarters, and there was power supply here. They took out their mobile phones and played some single-player games. Today is equivalent to a holiday rest for a day. The next morning, Leng Mingyue walked around on the ground, and he was fine, and drove out of the safe zone with Kinfeng. After walking for an hour, make sure you are out of the safe zone. I found a small path, put the pickup truck into the Shenge space, and then took out 2 large trucks, each weighing 50 tons. The two drove back to the safe zone. He found Zhao Weimin and said, "Mayor Zhao, how about the meeting about changing the weapons you said yesterday? Whether or not you want to change them, I brought the food." Zhao Weimin said, "It's decided to change when the school starts. Let them drive to unload the food. Let's come to the conference room and give you the weapons and crystal cores." In the meeting room, there are 3 boxes. The first box contains crystal nuclei, 22nd level ones, and 5/3 level ones. The other 2 boxes, one box contains 5 TNT bombs. This is a high explosive bomb. Leng Mingyue speculates that, if it is close range, it can kill level 5 zombies. When they were carrying their boxes and leaving, Zhao Weimin said, "Captain Leng, I would like to ask you, do you have any extra food?" Leng Mingyue was rather surprised. "You still have crystal nuclei to exchange for food?" Zhao Weimin said with a wry smile, "We don't have any crystal nuclei now, and it's not that we want to change them. 2 days ago, a comrade in arms of mine was in Changxi. He was a division commander. There was no government department to preside over it. It was their military that had the final say. 2 days ago, they used the radio to ask us for help. Their side is almost out of food. There are several groups of mutant beasts around them. When the large troops come out, the mutant beasts will run away, and when the small troops come out, they will attack. As a result, there is no way to search for food on a large scale. See if you have any surplus food. If you have any, can you go and trade some? Also help them clean up the mutant beasts. You are also helping the survivors. No matter how long it takes, more than 10,000 of them will starve to death." Leng Mingyue calculated, "I was going to go all the way north. If you go to Changxi, you have to make a detour to the south. Sutang Yangtze River Highway Bridge. I had already crossed the Yangtze River and was about to head north, but now I have returned to the south of the Yangtze River. Changxi city is not far away, about 70 kilometers away. After a calculation, it's okay if there are a few first-tier big cities to visit after passing by point, but the time to Kyoto may be late. It doesn't matter, you can fight zombies to upgrade wherever you go, and you don't lack supplies." Leng Mingyue wanted to rush to Kyoto because the level of zombies was getting higher and higher, and the weapons in his hands were useless now, and the country would research alloy weapons in a month. The alloy weapon has just been researched, and it is estimated that it will not be available, so it is better to kill more zombies and accumulate more crystal nuclei. Leng Mingyue said, "Okay. You inform the other side that we are leaving today and arrive early, Mayor. Zhao said happily. On behalf of the survivors, I thank you. I will report this matter to Kyoto. Leng Mingyue was very happy and reported more. Maybe he could get the alloy weapon sooner and let the Kyoto base know that there was a team of him. In advance point the few people packed up, but the pickup truck was not there, so they got into two large trucks and drove out. On the journey again. Chapter 40 Changshu City kills mutant beasts. Several people drove out of the safe zone for a while, and after there was no one around, they changed cars. Changed the car into a Raptor pickup. Rhubarb obediently got into the back. Fight point pickups are much more comfortable than large trucks. The most important thing is that you don't have to drive yourself. Qin Feng drives the car all the way. Point Leng Mingyue asked, Leng big brother, are your injuries healed? I don't need to treat you. Also, do you have any scars on your legs? Leng Mingyue said, it's alright, no need for treatment. There are some deep scars left. It's not serious. I'll show you tonight. Leng Mingyue gave Leng Mingyue a blank look. Point after leaving Nanshi, I encountered the first problem and came to the Sutang Yangtze River Bridge. I don't know if it's man-made or made by mutant beasts. The bridge was broken for about 10 meters. The Yangtze River is too wide, about 7 kilometers. It's not easy without a bridge. Several people got out of the car to observe. It was not a bomb. Neither the piers nor the bridge deck showed signs of explosion. It looks like a huge mutant beast. How powerful is it? Qin Feng said in surprise. There should be a mutant beast in the water here. And it was so huge that it broke a bridge pier. Leng Mingyue said, how can there be such a big fish in the river? Huang Can said, could it be that the mutated fish in the sea swam over? Leng Mingyue said, this place is more than 100 kilometers away from the sea, so you can't swim so far. Leng Mingyue said, after the end of the world, humans and animals have mutated, and fish may also mutate. 100 kilometers is not far away. Sometimes they may swim over when preying. Well, let's not discuss who destroyed it. Now I want to how do you get there? There are two ways. One is to swing across the bridge with a rope, and the other is to row a boat across the water. We have ropes, and we also have small boats. Leng Mingyue said, I wouldn't dare to go by boat, even if I was killed. If it's really such a big mutant fish, my small body won't fit between my teeth. Leng Mingyue and Huang Can also said that they would not take the boat. Qin Feng said, I'll use the rope to swing there first, and then get a few more ropes to build a simple bridge. After discussing with several people, this method is feasible. Point there are two ropes. One is fixed on the other end of the bridge and Qin Feng is holding onto it himself. The other is tied around Qin Feng's waist and Leng Mingyue is holding onto it. Leng Mingyue asked, can you jump 10 meters now? Qin Feng said, I feel that there is no problem. If I can jump over, it will save trouble. Qin Feng ran up and jumped towards the opposite side. Qin Feng grabbed the opposite railing. Then Qin Feng tied the rope in his hand to the opposite railing. Leng Mingyue connected 10 more ropes in his hand and let Qin Feng pull them over together. That much rope should be enough. Secure each one, some high and some low. There are those who are stepped on by feet and those who are caressed by hands. Huang Can was the first to pass, and Leng Mingyue tied a rope around Huang Can's waist. Fortunately, Huang Can passed safely, and the second ringtone also passed safely. The ringtone said that she was afraid to pass. I had to let Rhubarb pass by, but Rhubarb didn't dare. Leng Mingyue kicked him angrily. He called Qin Feng's attention, picked up the rhubarb, and threw it over. Rhubarb flew over in a parabola, dripping some liquid in the air. Rhubarb, Leng Mingyue, you dodge a coin. Leng Mingyue looked at Xiao Bei. Xiao Bei teleported to the opposite side. Xiao Bei, even if you are a dog, you can't let you throw me over. Leng Mingyue carried the bell on his back and walked slowly on the rope. Leng Mingyue was very frightened and looked down. Obviously he was both good and playful, and when he was about to pass by, Leng Mingyue saw a dark figure in the water. Very big. Point Leng Mingyue shouted, look, there is something in the water. Leng Mingyue walked quickly across the broken bridge. Then several people looked down and saw nothing. Leng Mingyue took out the pickup truck from the Godhead space and said, get in the car, get out of here, it's too dangerous on the bridge. Qin Feng kicked the accelerator and the car drove away at high speed. The car drove out of the bridge, and everyone let out a sigh of relief. Huang Can asked Leng, "Did you really see something in the water?" Leng said with certainty, "It's very big in Montenegro. I don't know what it is. It disappeared in a blink of an eye." Several people are no longer entangled. Follow the road. When leaving, Zhao Weimin gave map is the location of Changshu Safety Zone. Mutant beasts are a group of wild boars and a group of monkeys. The two gregarious mutant beasts tossed the safe zone like crazy. Several people changed cars when they were approaching the safe zone. Leng Mingyue was reluctant to part with this big pickup. Changed to an off-road vehicle, let Da Huang squeeze in the back seat next to the window to protect the three girls. When the car was approaching, I heard voices from the side of the road. After the car stopped, several people lined up to defend, and a few wild boars appeared. This place is too open. Next to it is the woods, and then a dozen wild boars ran out. Qin Feng couldn't protect Qin Feng by himself. There were too many wild boars. Da Huang stood up and took a place on top, and the others leaned against the car. Leng Mingyue observed, basically all of them were second level wild boars, and 3 were third level mutant wild boars. This is not a big threat to everyone. Mingyue waved his hand and a big willow tree grew in the wind. Soon, 2 people couldn't hold it. The branches swayed, and 6 second level wild boars were tied up in an instant. Dense branches bundle wild boars into rice dumplings. The battle has begun. The third level wild boar rushed over. Qin Feng went forward with the steel bar. The second third level wild boar was controlled by Mingyue and turned around directly. The rebellious wild boar rushed towards the last third level wild boar. Cannibalism rises. Leng Mingyue observes that his team is already very strong. Because I don't know if there are wild species or other mutant beasts, I'm going to make a quick decision. Leng Mingyue's fireball also hit the third level wild boar. The bright yellow branches also hit the second level wild boar. Praising a grade is like bullying a child. With a scream, the last third level mutant wild boar fell down. After 15 minutes of fighting, several people were cleaning up the crystal nuclei when suddenly the wood shook violently, as if an elephant had run across. Leng Mingyue shouted, "Be careful, everyone." It seems that the last bastard screamed for help. Out of the woods came a wild boar the size of a cow. Ringtone sensed it. Said, "It is a 4th level mutant beast." The shadow of killing the mutant cow last time is still there, so they are more afraid. Leng Mingyue took out a TNT bomb and handed it to Xiaobei for a 10-second countdown. Xiaobei teleported to the back of the bull and stuck the bomb to the neck of the wild boar. A teleport away. Leng Mingyue was afraid that the wild species would explode and affect everyone, so he waved a few fireballs and hit the wild species head. The wild boar's eyes were full of fire, and the wild boar, which was naturally afraid of fire, began to close its eyes and back away. Leng Mingyue said, "Get down." There was a loud noise, and the head of the wild boar was blown up. What the fuck? Find it quickly, everyone. If the 4th level crystal nucleus is lost, it will not be delicious to eat at night. Leng Mingyue kicked rhubarb. Find it quickly. If you can't find it, you are not allowed to eat at night. Rhubarb, what does it have to do with me? Several people finally found the crystal nucleus. Leng Mingyue was happy. Let's go. Go to the safe area first. The meat of this level 4 mutant wild species should taste good, so I put it in the Godhead space and eat it slowly, then took out another pickup truck and put a level 3 mutant wild species in the back. Drive to cars towards safety. The 3rd level mutant wild species is just a cover, and everyone will stew the 4th level wild boar to eat at night. Level 4 wild pork contains more energy, so save it and eat it slowly in the future. Find the safe zone, which is far worse than the previous 2 safe zones. Defense is also poor. The number of people is also small, and the gatekeepers are all staggering. Seeing a vehicle approaching, someone asked, "Are you survivors?" Leng Mingyue said, "Zhao Weimin asked us to come. Tell your base leaders." The gatekeeper stared blankly at the wild boar in the car, swallowed his saliva, and ran inside. It seems that this safe zone is even worse. Leng Mingyue used his spiritual sense to collect another wave of grain in the Godhead space and planted it again. Chapter 41 The Tragedy of the Base. Not long after, a group of people walked out, and the leader said, "Which one is Captain Leng?" Leng Mingyue stretched out his hand, and the two shook hands, saying, "I'm Leng Mingyue." You are Mazeo's comrade in arms, Mr. Feng, right? It's me. Please come inside. When they came to a conference room, everyone sat down, and a person next to Master Feng said, Captain Leng is so young. He brought so many beauties with him to travel through the end of the world. Leng Mingyue glanced at this person. I wondered what this person meant. Master Feng glared at the person next to him. Said, there is really nothing we can do here. More than 100 people have starved to death today. If you come 3 days later, there will be no one left here, and they will all starve to death. Leng Mingyue said, didn't you go out to find supplies, Commander? Feng said, there is a herd of wild boars on the road that must be passed. They don't attack empty cars. As long as the cars are loaded with food, they destroy the cars and attack people. They send heavy troops to encircle the wild boars and run into the woods. If you don't come today, I will kill them. Transferred everyone with me. Leng Mingyue said, we have cleaned up all the wild boars, and you can go out to search for supplies. The person next to Master Feng snorted coldly and said, don't think that killing a 3rd level wild boar is very powerful. There is another one as big as a cow in the woods. We even dispatched armored vehicles to kill it. Leng Mingyue said, who are you, Master? Feng hurriedly introduced, this is the chairman of Fission Group. He also established a personal safety zone in Changshu North. He came here to negotiate with us and let us merge with them. Leng Mingyue understood that he had come to spoil the chairman's good deed. Leng Mingyue said to Mr. Feng, you sent people out to a place less than 10 miles away. We cleaned up about 20 wild boars just now. The heads of the 4th grade wild boars were blown to pieces. Pull it back, stew it for everyone to eat, Master. Feng said happily, hurry up and get the guards to pull it. There is meat to eat. The chairman of Fission Group let out a cold snort. Leng Mingyue said, we are also a military base safety zone. Why not as good as their personal safety zone, Master? Feng said, we are also very helpless. At the beginning of the Doomsday, we sent a large number of troops to maintain law and order. We didn't know it was zombies. When the news came back, out of the 3,000 people we sent out, only 20 came back. After the end of the world, we rescued the high-level government. There are also people who were not used to fighting zombies at the beginning and injured 1,000 soldiers. Our division itself has 10,000 soldiers. On the day of the end of the day, some people turned into zombies and some were bitten by comrades. About 3,000 people were lost. Now we have less than 3,000 soldiers in our safe zone. The survivors gathered about 3,000 people. Every time, half a year's supplies are distributed. The food supplies will be distributed soon. If you haven't received them back, it will be the end of the day. The same goes for weapons and ammunition. After half a year of training, the stocks are running low and have not been replenished. All our ammunition not much. After hearing this, Leng Mingyue felt like drinking cold water made his teeth stick. Combatants were sacrificed in large numbers, with no weapons and no food. Leng Mingyue said, how much food do you need, and the exchange ratio? Did Mazeo Weemin tell you, Master? Feng said, tell us. There are 10 secondary crystal nuclei, and 1 tertiary crystal nucleus. Leng Mingyue was unhappy when he heard that there was so little food. He only had 20 tons of grain. After traveling so far, seeing that Leng Mingyue was not happy, Commander Feng immediately said, we have weapons. The weapons distributed to us are already in the arsenal on the outskirts of the city. Just take whatever weapons you want. It's in the suburbs. So why didn't you get it? Mr. Feng was a little embarrassed. Said, we have been overwhelmed. We don't know who attracted a large number of zombies. We used drones for reconnaissance. It is estimated that 100,000 zombies are wandering around the weapon depot. There were so many. Leng Mingyue was also surprised. With so many zombies gathered, there must be higher level zombies. If they were wandering, they wouldn't gather so many. Now the zombies are basically level 2 or 3. Burning them with gasoline doesn't seem to have much effect. Leng Mingyue said, okay, so I will bring a batch of food here today, so as not to starve to death. And then I will see if I can bring the weapons back for you, Mr. Feng is very happy. Get out of the meeting room. Leng Mingyue and the others walked around the safety zone and saw many people who were too hungry to stand up, lying there waiting to die. Master Feng said loudly, "Captain Leng brought us food, and everyone will have food in a while." Feeling that there was hope in the eyes of the person lying on the ground, he tried to sit up. Leng Mingyue said to Mr. Feng, "Arrange a place for us to live in, and let the guards take the 3 girls to the place to live." Leng Mingyue and Qin Feng drove out in a car. When I went out, I saw several military vehicles returning with wild boars. After driving for half an hour to find a place where no one was around, Leng Mingyue took out a heavy truck from the Shenge space and pulled about 50 tons of grain. The two drove back to the base. The people at the base became excited when they saw so much food. Commander Feng ordered, "Everyone can have a bowl of porridge today. You can't eat too much. If you eat it openly, someone will definitely die." Lingayan and Lingyue whispered, "If we hadn't followed Leng Big Brother, we would probably be lying here, waiting to die, starving to death is actually a very painful process." Leng Mingyue looked at these thousands of survivors, looked at such a miserable base, and thought to himself that this is too miserable, and he needs to change a place for them. The defense here is too weak. If the zombie swarms attack, the base will break through in an instant. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 42, Weapons from the Arsenal. An hour later, each survivor had a bowl of porridge topped with a piece of wild boar. There are not many meals, but hope can be seen on the faces of every survivor. Several people returned to the assigned residence, which also had 3 bedrooms and 1 living room, with water and electricity, which was not bad. The meat of the 4th level mutant wild boar stewed at night. The taste is average, but the energy can already be clearly felt. After dinner, a few people got a lot of crystal nuclei and began to absorb them. Leng Mingyue held the wild boar's 4th level crystal nucleus in his hand, felt a huge energy entering his body, and absorbed the crystal nucleus in about half an hour. I absorbed a few more secondary crystal nuclei, and today I'm fully absorbed and ready to go to bed. Huang Can has almost absorbed it. The bell sound next door said, "Sister, why don't I create an opportunity for you today? I'll call Huang Can over. We two sleep. You go to accompany Leng Big Brother." Leng, you blushed and said, "In a few more days. Sleep, sleep. It's getting late." The next day, Mr. Feng sent someone to invite Leng Mingyue to go there. They had breakfast and came to the meeting room. Mr. Feng said, "Captain Leng, we have sent people out to check that the wild boars are no longer visible. Our road is clear. We also sent people out to collect supplies. There is also a group of mutated monkeys in the back mountain. Because they are vegetarians and don't eat people, they occasionally come to harass them. The threat is not great. I want to ask the cold team to help us bring some weapons back. We can basically eliminate the monkeys because..." Leng Mingyue said that there may be level 5 zombies. A level 4 wild boar king almost trapped them to death. If it is a level 5 zombie, they can only be wiped out. Leng Mingyue said, "We cleaned up 100,000 zombies, and we couldn't clean them up, even if we were exhausted. How many heavy weapons are there in the safe zone? I need you to help us clean up some low-level zombies." Master Feng said, "We sent 10 tanks, 20 mortars, and 10 howitzers." Leng Mingyue said, "It's not enough. It's still needed. Once the battle starts, there will be a level 5 zombie command. Once the zombies attack, the soldiers will die if they don't have time to run." Master Feng said, "That's all our heavy weapons." Leng Mingyue said, "Grenades, grenades, mines." Master Feng said, "We have used it in general training. There is not much left. Without heavy weapons, the zombies formed an impact. Not only were these soldiers unable to return, but the safe zone might be destroyed. We also need to find a way to get some heavy weapons." "How far is the zombie group from the weapon depot?" Leng Mingyue asked. Master Feng asked someone to prepare a laptop on which a video of the zombie group was played. "The ground is densely packed with zombies. The word weapon is written next to the zombie point. The drone flew over the group of zombies, and Leng Mingyue carefully observed the group of zombies. I want to find the level 5 zombies. Drones fly higher. No special zombies were found. With such a large base, there will definitely be supernatural zombies. Just don't know how many. Leng Mingyue said, Mr. Feng, let's drop a bomb in the opposite direction of the arsenal. The zombies will definitely move to this side, and then send a few vehicles. Go to the arsenal to pull weapons. Just heavy weapons, mines, grenades, such ammunition. Negotiate a strategy. Several people were ready to set off, and when they set off, the military sent 10 trucks. Someone led the way to the direction of the zombie group. Leng Mingyue said to several people, this time it will be very dangerous, because there are high-level zombies. So everyone should be more cautious for a while. Rhubarb, protect the back row, understand? When the distance was 3 kilometers away, all the cars stopped. There are no zombies around here. It should have all been gathered. The guide took everyone up to a high rise and looked down. This is the end of the world. Below is a square, densely packed with zombies. Very dense. At this time gasoline burning is basically useless. Must be high energy bombs, or shells of course. Gasoline does not use kerosene at all. After all, there are still first level or second level zombies in this group of zombies from a distance. The weapon arsenal can be seen on the edge of the zombies. Ask the guide soldier, is there a road back to the base from there? The soldier nodded. Several people went downstairs and installed 3 time bombs here. With a timer of 30 minutes several cars drive around. Bypass the zombies. It stopped not far from the arsenal, and just 15 minutes had passed by this time. Leng Mingyue asked the guide again, is it easy to open the gate of the armory? Let's drive in, and close the gate, and then close the gate when we leave after loading. Is there any difficulty? The guide said, the electronic gate has a password and a key to open it, but now there is a power outage, and it cannot be opened. When I came here, I applied to Mr. Feng to blow a hole in the thinnest part of the back wall. The fastest time is to clean a gate that can pass through the car door. Leng Mingyue scratched his head. The explosion just attracted the zombies, and there is an explosion here. If level 5 zombies come over, everyone will be in danger. No bombs for a while. I'll find a way to break the wall. Leng Mingyue returned to his car and took out a few big hammers from the Godhead space. Said to Qin Feng, the gate of the arsenal cannot be opened. After a while, we will break open a door with the smallest movement. Prepare a few more sledgehammers. In case it breaks, some will be replaced. Several people found a commanding height to observe. Leng Mingyue found a zombie with 6 zombies in the middle of the zombie group. It is estimated that this is a level 5 zombie. This is a time bomb exploded, and there was a huge explosion sound. Zombie groups move towards the explosion. The movement of 100,000 zombies is very shocking. Before the end of the world, only animals in the African savannah had been seen on TV. It was very spectacular, and some soldiers felt their legs go weak. Leng Mingyue asked, if these zombies attack your safe zone, how long can they last? The soldier wiped his cold sweat and did not speak. At this time, it is estimated that there is no language to express. Several people went downstairs quickly, and there were no more zombies in the arsenal. Leng Mingyue and Qin Feng held sledgehammers, asked the guide to draw the location, and started smashing. Although this is the weakest point, the two smashed for 10 minutes, and changed 4 hammers, before smashing out the position where one person passed. First let a few soldiers go in, to find the location and quantity of heavy weapons, and then pull them to the entrance of the cave. Leng Mingyue also went in. Leng Mingyue smashed from the inside. Qin Feng smashed from the outside. The soldiers found 2 carts, and transported the shells, boxes of grenades, and mines. Leng Mingyue saw that there was a car, and told Qin Feng to stop, drove a truck, and several soldiers began to load the car. Very heavy boxes. Fortunately, now they are all evolutionary. One person can lift it. Too heavy, just 2 people carry it. A cart was full, and then pulled away. The 2 continued to smash, and the soldiers inside continued to be transported. After half an hour, a hole was finally opened to drive the truck. The remaining trucks were all driven in, and Qin Feng also helped to load them. Leng Mingyue turned curry on this weapon point. The QBU-10 sniper rifle is a good thing, with a large enough caliber and great power. Leng Mingyue collected 10 guns and more than a dozen boxes of bullets, with a caliber of 127mm and a range of 2000 meters. High-level zombies are also shivering point TNT high explosive bombs, received a few boxes. The shells of the howitzer were also stored in the Case 88 type heavy machine guns, received a few. This is more expensive bullets, received dozens of boxes. Mine received the chassis. Well, it's almost done, and leave some things for the safe area. The car has almost been loaded, 10 truckloads of shells. It should be almost ready. Withdraw. With an order, the car drove out of the arsenal. After Leng Mingyue broke the hole, he moved several cars from the side of the street. To block the whole point, some scouts were left behind, using drones to monitor the zombie group and observe the movement of the zombies. Leng Mingyue led everyone back to the safe zone and made arrangements for the battle. Chapter 43 Heavy firepower eliminates zombie groups. Find Master Feng. Arrange the battle plan in the conference room. The safe zone is to the north of the zombie group point, therefore, arrange operations in the south of the zombie group. Let experienced fighters arrange mines and time bombs in advance, and then let tanks and artillery be placed at the farthest range, and they are ready to retreat at any time point. Because the workload is relatively large, it was not finished in the afternoon point. A few people returned to the residence. Let a few people relax, play games and watch movies. Huang Can prepared several time-consuming dishes. Leng Mingyue and Qin Feng strolled around the safe area. Qin Feng said, "The walls here are too short and not strong, and there are open spaces on all sides. If the zombies attack, basically a charge will be enough." Leng Mingyue said, "Yes, so when we leave, it's best to find a suitable place for them to use as a safe zone stronghold." The people in the safe zone have been able to eat, and the situation is getting better. The two of them strolled to the combat command room. Seeing that Mr. Feng was still busy, Leng Mingyue asked, "Mr. Feng, how soon can the deployment be completed at the earliest? Has the group of zombies moved, Master?" Feng saw that it was Leng Mingyue who came over and said, "The group of zombies has returned to the square, and there is no sign of dispersal. It should be, like you said, that the drone observed a zombie with 6 arms, and all the zombies are surrounding it. Tonight I have to work overtime to make arrangements, and it will take noon tomorrow at the earliest to make arrangements according to what you said." Leng Mingyue said, "Okay, then start at noon tomorrow." Then he said, "Did that guide tell you about the horror of zombies wandering around?" Master Feng's face turned pale. Said, "The soldier told me that if this group of zombies wanders into our safe zone, it is estimated that a charge will be made and we will be gone." Leng Mingyue said, "That's right, so it doesn't work here. We have to change to another place, Mr. Feng said, "If we wipe out the zombie group, it will be fine." Glancing at Mr. Feng, he said, "Do you think this 5th level zombie is accidental? Will there be no high level zombies in the future? Won't zombies wander over from other places?" asked repeatedly. Mr. Feng was speechless. Master Feng asked cautiously, "Then tell us where we should go." Leng Mingyue shook his head and said, "I'm not familiar with this place. It's better to be in a place that is easy to defend and difficult to attack. You can discuss it and see where there is one nearby. Also, I see that the survivors are all staying in the base. It's been a long time since the end of the world, and I have been to several safe areas, and I have formed a tacit understanding. Those who are bold will go out to hunt zombies and find supplies with the crystal core to upgrade. This is the long-term development of a safe zone. Even if zombies attack the safe zone, there are more people to protect it. Those who go out to hunt zombies can eat enough. Those who don't go out to hunt zombies should come to reinforce the base. The fence should be at least 5 meters high and 2 meters thick. Find a suitable base. If conditions permit, it should be at least 10 meters high and 5 meters thick. Use cement." After Leng Mingyue finished speaking, Master Feng nodded repeatedly. Then the secretary took a notebook and took notes. "I want to have more survivors alive. More safe areas will not be wiped out by zombies." After speaking, Leng Mingyue returned to his residence point. Master Feng held a meeting overnight. Argument every point that Leng Mingyue said. Leng Mingyue and the others were absorbing crystal nuclei. After the absorption was full, Leng Mingyue was about to sleep with Huang Can in his arms. The bell is coming. Leng Mingyue smiled and was going to be slept together today. As a result, Suzun was informed that relatives were coming. As a result, Leng Mingyue was also embarrassed to make out with Huang Can. Depressed, Leng Mingyue got up, had breakfast, went to find Mr. Feng, looked at Mr. Feng's dark circles, and asked, "How is the arrangement, and what time will we be able to act?" "The later the night, the more variables there will be, Commander," Feng said. "After a night of deployment, there are already grenades, landmines, time bombs, and hundreds of gasoline barrels on both sides. Over 10,000 have been deployed. Tanks and artillery are also ready. We should be able to start at about 10 o'clock. Leng Mingyue checked the time, and it is now 7:30. There are still 2 more hours. Leng Mingyue said, "Let's set off in 2 hours. After a while, the shells will be fired at the 5th level zombies as densely as possible. It is best if they can kill them. If they can't be killed, it may be dangerous." At 9:30, several people set off and arrived at the position. The whole street is full of mines and grenades. Grenade is triggered, mine is remote control. Leng Mingyue said to the soldier holding the remote control, "Be careful, try to detonate the mine when there are high-level zombies passing by." 10 o'clock sharp. Mortars, howitzers, and tanks were positioned by drones, all locked onto the level 5 zombies, and fired at the same time. Leng Mingyue found the drone to monitor, and the 5th level zombies were a little restless, because the 5th level zombies sensed danger. The shells quickly reached the zombies. The zombie stretched out 6 hands, and raised several nearby zombies. To block the front point, the intelligence of the 5th level zombies is already so high, and the 8th level zombies can speak human words at the moment of the explosion. The dust was thrown up, and the drone could no longer see it. Free shooting was ordered. Because the zombies are crowded in the square, it is very dense, so there is no need to aim. The howitzer is the most powerful and has the largest strike area, but the mortar is the most frequently fired. After several rounds of bombing, the zombies finally rushed towards the south. It is estimated that there are still 70,000 to 80,000. The intensive artillery fire just now wiped out less than 30,000 people. Those who rushed ahead fired the fuse of the grenade. The high-level remote-controlled landmines in the back exploded into the sky. Tank shot can be worn from head to toe. The lethality is also huge. The soldiers fought and retreated. Leng Mingyue gave several people a few bazookas and fired a few shots at where the zombies were rushing fast, or there were high-level zombies. Leng Mingyue was holding a heavy sniper. While looking for high-level zombies, he was also looking for the 5th level zombie. Leng Mingyue felt that this 5th level zombie would not be killed by the bomb at the beginning. "I was not sure about it, because I have supernatural powers and great strength, so I got used to it after a while, and only aimed at zombies of level 3 and above. One shot to headshot a level 3 zombie. Cool 127mm bullet. Very powerful." Leng Mingyue finally found the 5th level zombie, and now there are only 2 arms left. After half an hour of bombing, the ammunition was running out, and there were not many zombies. It is estimated that there are still more than 3,000 zombies. Leng Mingyue finally found the 5th level zombies. He aimed a shot with a heavy sniper, and hid nearby. After a while, one ear was knocked off. Fortunately, it was seriously injured. If they faced each other head-on, Leng Mingyue's team might not be able to take it down. At this time, the zombies are already very close, and if heavy weapons cannot be used, they will accidentally injure their own people. Leng Mingyue found a steel knife from the Godhead space, but I don't know where he got it. Meet the 5th level zombies. The current level 5 zombie is covered in wounds and bleeding. There are 2 arms on the left, and the 3 on the right are all blown away. Leng Mingyue wouldn't have dared to fight recklessly if it wasn't for serious injuries. He slashed it down with a knife and was dodged by the 5th level zombies. As soon as Huang Can stretched out his hand, a few branches wrapped around the zombie's leg. The 3rd level ability of Mingyue can't control the 5th level zombies, not even for a second. He could only control a level 3 zombie, rushed up, hugged the level 5 zombie, and began to bite. Qin Feng smashed down the steel bar with all his strength. Several people worked together to attack the zombies. The zombie grabbed and swung Qin Feng back and Leng Mingyue slashed at the claw, which didn't break. The 5th level zombie broke off the branch and rushed up again. Leng Mingyue chopped it down with a knife and condensed a fireball from his left hand and blasted it at close range. The zombies dodged the steel knife, but not the fireball. The 5th level zombie was blown to the ground by the fireball. Wang Can quickly controlled the branches and tied the zombies again. Leng Mingyue threw another fireball at the zombie's head and then followed the steel knife to slash at the zombie's neck with all its strength. The seriously injured zombie was beaten to death by several people. Looking at the severed head, everyone let out a sigh of relief. Leng Mingyue thought to himself, the zombies did not evolve so fast in the previous life. Could it be that his butterfly flapped its wings? At this time, there were less than 2,000 zombies left. Without the command of the 5th level zombies, it became a mess. Leng Mingyue's team took the lead in rushing forward. Da Hong rushed first, saw a 2nd level zombie, and cut the zombie in half with one grab. The ringtone releases the big willow tree. Throw it towards the group of zombies in front, and the willow tree will grow when it hits the ground. It quickly rose to 20 meters. The branches swing and bind 20 zombies at once. Mingyue used his abilities to control the 3 level 3 zombies and protected them by his side. Qin Feng held the sledgehammer that smashed the wall last time. Leng Mingyue looked at some steel knives with curly blades. This weapon is not strong, and it is not as easy to use as a big hammer. Huang Can used a branch to find the 5th level crystal nucleus and sent it to Leng Mingyue. Leng Mingyue looked very happy. Leng Mingyue decided to absorb this crystal nucleus by himself, and he couldn't just upgrade himself last every time. The soldiers were also helping to clean up the zombies, and it was an hour after the zombies were finally cleaned up. It is still faster to clear the zombies with heavy firepower, but it is estimated that no military region can afford it. Now the military factories are basically no longer in operation. The zombies are all wiped out. Everyone began to collect crystal nuclei. There are at least 100,000 crystal nuclei. Leng Mingyue, everyone only collects the crystal nuclei of the 2nd level and above, and don't want the 1st level. Master Feng heard that the battle was won, and there were no casualties, but the consumption of shells was a bit high. Immediately, another 1,000 people were sent to help collect the crystal cores, and then all the weapons of the weapon curry were pulled back. All cleaned up. Everyone went back to base to celebrate. Chapter 44. Take the ringtone. After returning to the safety zone, Master Feng greeted him and said, Captain Leng is the best. Look at the 2 cars of crystal nuclei. Master Feng said, you can't use up so many crystal nuclei, and we have also produced people and shells. Captain Leng will see if he can give us some. Leng Mingyue said, in this way, there are about 70,000 1st level crystal nuclei here, all of which are for you, which is the most used by you now, and then there are about 20,000 2nd level crystal nuclei, and I will give you 10,000. It should be enough. There are more than 300 for the 3rd level, 4 for the 4th level, and 1 for the 5th level, so I won't give it to you. How does Mr. Feng feel? Master Feng was very happy and said, okay. Thank you Captain Leng. Now, the 1st level crystal nucleus Leng Mingyue team basically can't use it. In fact, Leng Mingyue still has a batch of crystal nuclei in the Godhead space, which are not counted, and the ones picked up are all high level. There should be no high level zombies in the urban area. All of them were summoned by the 5th level zombies, and then wiped out by the group. A few people returned to the residence and washed up. Start to distribute the loot. 10 3rd level crystal nuclei per person. Rhubarb, Little White, and Big Willow are also available. Each person has 1 4th level crystal nucleus, and this is really one for each person. Rhubarb, Xiaobei, and Willow are all gone, because there are only 4 quaternary crystal nuclei, and Leng Mingyue doesn't have any. But Leng Mingyue has a 5 level crystal nucleus. Then the secondary crystal nuclei are not limited. Absorb as much as you can. After dividing the crystal nuclei, I started to prepare dinner. It was still stewed wild pork, and I fried a few vegetarian dishes. The ingredients are complete. Huang Can's craftsmanship is in place, and the dinner is delicious. Start to absorb crystal nuclei after eating. Qin Feng had absorbed a 4th level crystal nucleus before, and then absorbed a lot of 2nd level and 3rd level crystal nuclei. The 4th level crystal nucleus has not been moved and can be used again when the breakthrough is made. First, the 3rd level crystal nucleus is absorbed, and after the absorption is full, it is already there. It feels like I have reached the bottleneck, and I can break through the 4th level at any time, but I have absorbed enough today, and I can't upgrade to the next level today. Leng Mingyue absorbed the 5th level crystal nucleus from the beginning, and Leng Mingyue was only at the 3rd level. With his violent ability, if the body was not strengthened by the spiritual spring water, it could directly explode. Gritting his teeth and persevering. After absorbing the 5th level crystal nucleus, there is no more. Fuck, I can't upgrade yet. The road to upgrade is so bumpy. It was already 1 o'clock in the morning, and she was going to sleep with Huang Can in her arms. Suddenly there is energy running wildly next door. Leng Mingyue was afraid of accidents, so he didn't have time to knock on the door when he came to the next door and pushed it away. Leng Mingyue's strength is that steel doors can be pushed open. Unexpectedly, both Mingyue and Lingyuan sat on the bed and looked at the big willow tree underground, and even advanced. The big willow tree actually absorbed 2000 secondary crystal nuclei and 10 tertiary crystal nuclei. I'm dizzy, I can't afford you anymore, you are also a bottomless pit. Leng Mingyue looked at Ling Yu and asked, how about it, can you control it? The big willow tree is already at the 4th level, and the bell language is only at the 3rd level. Mingyue nodded and said, it's okay. Leng Mingyue felt relieved. It seemed that this willow tree was unusual. Leng Mingyue was the last to follow, but the first to reach the 4th level. Leng Mingyue poured a bowl of spiritual spring water to the big willow tree. The big willow tree was very happy, shook the branches and leaves, and then turned into a bracelet and wrapped it around Lingyu's wrist. It was very late and Lingyuan was very sleepy, but Leng Mingyue was a little worried. After all, Daliashu had a higher level than Lingyue, and Daliashu also had a high IQ. I'm afraid that the big willow tree will bite the Lord. Leng Mingyue said to Lingyuan, you go to sleep in my room, I will sleep here on the sofa. Staring at the big willow tree, Lingyuan smiled and made a cheering gesture to Lingyue. Then go out. Lingyue blushed and said, it's okay, I can feel it, now we control the big willow tree, you should go to sleep too, you are tired after a day of fighting. Leng Mingyue said, go to sleep, I'm on the sofa, looking at some big willow trees. After 20 minutes, Lingyue said, the sofa is uncomfortable, why don't you come to bed too? The voice very low. But Leng Mingyue was excited. Slowly come to the bed and lie down next to each other. I can feel Lingyu's heart beating very fast. Leng Mingyue put his arms around Lingyue. Lingyue didn't resist. Whoever loves to be Liu will do it. Anyway, I won't do it. Early the next morning, Lingyue couldn't get out of bed anymore. Lingyuan came in and said, Leng big brother, you don't know how to be sympathetic. You see, my sister can't even get out of bed. Lingyuan cast a few recovery spells on Lingyue, and Lingyue got better. The bell pushed Leng Mingyue out of the room and closed the door. Lingyue said, I finally know why you joined forces with Huang Can. Brother Leng is too strong. Lingyuan said, the two of us teamed up can only be reluctant next time we three team up. How about subduing Leng big brother? Several people got up and had breakfast. Find Mr. Feng and say, if there is nothing to do, we will leave. We have a lot of things to go to Kyoto. It has been delayed, Master. Feng said, Captain Leng, I have another unfeeling request. Now, there is a group of mutated monkeys. We didn't have food in our base before, so they don't come here often. These 2 days we have food, and they come to steal it every day. The monkeys are flexible. We can't catch them for a while. Captain Leng will definitely help. Leng Mingyue said, take me to see. Chapter 45 Receiving a Mutant Beast. When I came to the place where the grain was stored, I saw several big holes in the roof. There are warriors tinkering. The monkey has run away. Leng Mingyue asked, do you know where the monkey is? Do you know what level, Master? Feng said, I only know that every time I run to the woods to the west, the Monkey King may be level 3 or level 4, because the highest level of our fighters is level 2, and we can't find out the level. The number is about a dozen. There are not too many monkeys, so it should be easy to solve. Several people went to the forest with monkeys and searched around, but couldn't find monkeys. A few people returned to the safe area, but there was no way. Driving in the woods was not allowed, and there was no direction, so it was difficult to find. Several people drove around the city. See if there are any other supplies you can collect. There are no higher level zombies in the city, so it is relatively safe. They are all scattered first level or second level zombies. After seeing the military vehicles, they found the food station flour mill. It seems that the safe zone should not starve in the short term. Several people transferred to a factory area. Leng Mingyue suddenly saw a pure white kitten on the wall. Leng Mingyue let Mingyue sense that it should be a second level mutant beast. Mingyue said, "This kitten is not hostile." Mingyue still remembered the last time a mutant cat seriously injured herself. Mingyue said, "Leng, big brother, kill it quickly." The kitten jumped down and walked towards the crowd, as if not afraid of people at all. Leng Mingyue reached out to stop the ringtone attack. The kitten walked up to Leng Mingyue and rubbed on his leg. Leng Mingyue picked up the kitten. Looking at the kitten, suddenly there was a voice in my mind. "Hello, can you take me away?" Leng Mingyue was taken aback. This sudden voice could be a kitten. Leng Mingyue said, "Are you talking to me?" Kitten nodded. "What an amazing kitten." Leng Ming said, "Are you from the psychiatric department?" A voice sounded in my head. "I don't know, but my feeling tells me to follow." Feel. The kitten's voice sounded again. "I can sense danger in advance." Could it be the ability to predict? I seem to have heard of it in my previous life, that someone can predict. This is even rarer than psychic powers. Leng Mingyue asked, "Are you sure you want to come with me? I will leave here and go far away." Kitten nodded. The conversation just now was only heard by Leng Mingyue himself, and Leng Mingyue explained it to everyone again. Everyone is curious, can predict. It's amazing. Will everyone be safe after that? Leng Mingyue shook his head. It's only at the second level. It is estimated that it will be about 8 or 9 levels later, and it will be able to predict the danger for a few days or months. It will be considered powerful at that time. Now that the kitten has followed me, let's name it. It was supposed to be called Xiaobei, but it was taken by the rabbit. Think of names together. Leng Mingyue said, "It's called Xiaobei number 2. Qin Feng said it was Megatron Xianshan. Sazun said to call the prophet. Wang Can said that she abstained from voting and would not be with you. Ling Yu said, "This snow white shape looks like a ball of snow, so it should be called Zutuan." Leng Mingyue expressed his support, and he must support it just after winning the bell. Maybe night. With the support of Leng Mingyue, the little white cat decided on a name, Zuchun, because no one else would talk about it anymore. Leng Mingyue gave the snowball to Mingyue, but the kitten jumped down, and the sound transmission said that there were good things inside, and asked everyone to follow in. Qin Feng said, "Is there any danger inside?" Let Mingyue sense that there are no zombies inside. Everyone entered the factory. I saw a fist-sized hole on the roof, which should have been hit by something, and the ground also exploded. There was a stone in the middle of the explosion, and there was a mysterious pattern on the stone. Leng Mingyue asked Zutuan, "What is this?" Snowball shook his head, said, "Do not know. Pick up the stone. Very heavy. Is this a meteorite?" No one answered. Looking up, the hole in the roof was made by this stone. The stone must have fallen from the sky, and it could crack the concrete floor. The stone is fine, and the stone should be very strong. I don't know what it's useful for, so put it away first and study it later. When they returned to the safe zone, the monkey didn't know when it would come. Mr. Feng had requested it, so it wasn't appropriate not to clean it up. Mingyue thought of a way. She planted a big willow tree behind the granary. When they returned to their residence, the big willow tree was already at the 4th level, so it would be no problem to take care of a few monkeys. Leng Mingyue is hanging some bananas on a big willow tree. The few people are fine, so they will be on vacation. There is no fighting these days, and they are on vacation every day. Zuchuan and Xiaobei lay down together. Rhubarb lay at the door. Huang Can and Mingyue were busy in the kitchen again. Chapter 46 Solve the Mutant Monkey. Start. In the middle of the night, I heard someone shouting, and the roar of mutant beast. It should be those monkeys coming. Several people continued to absorb the crystal nucleus, ignoring the shouts outside. Huang Can slept with Ling Mingyue into night point the next morning. A few people finished packing, went to the granary after breakfast, and saw a dozen mutant monkeys hanging on the big willow tree, which had been sucked dry by the big willow tree. Dahlia, she saw a few people coming, threw away the monkey, turned it into a bracelet, and put it on Ling Mingyue's wrist. Several people found Mr. Feng, and Mr. Feng said, "The mutant beast that we have had a headache for so long was easily solved by you. Thank you so much." Leng Mingyue said, "If there is nothing else, we are leaving, and we are going to Kyoto." "Master," Feng said, "Captain Leng doesn't know if you still have any food. Now that our crystal nucleus is a little rich, I want to exchange some food with you." Leng Mingyue said, "Okay, how much you want to change? I'll have someone pull it for you. It can be exchanged for 80 tons of grain." Leng Mingyue and Qin Feng drove out, and half an hour later, they drove back 2 large trailers, each weighing 50 tons, and if the excess was given away, they asked Mr. Feng to find someone to unload the truck. The pickup truck is in the space of Godhead. Several people and some pets get on the big trailer and drive out of the safe zone point. Just after leaving the safety zone, Mr. Feng chased him out again. Leng Mingyue got off the car and said, "What's the matter? There is still something to do, Master." Feng asked, "Are you planning to go all the way north?" Leng Mingyue nodded, and Master Feng asked again, "You can't pass Jinling." Leng Mingyue said, "Why do you ask that? Jinling is worth nearly 10 million yuan, so you can go and see it, and passing Jinling is not too far." Master Feng said, "A huge safety zone has been established in Jinling. This safety zone has exceeded 150,000 people. The nearby small security zones and troops are all concentrated in this security zone. There are nearly 40,000 people in the military and more than 100,000 survivors. Zhao Weimin and I reported your affairs to the capital through satellite phone. We also reported that you are going to Kyoto." Jingdu replied, "Jinling is besieged by zombies. Although it hasn't attacked yet, it will definitely be very dangerous. Jingdu's instruction is to see if you can find a way to help Jinling. After all, there are still hundreds of thousands of survivors. Even if there is no heavy weapon to destroy it, see if there is a way to lure some away or decapitate the high-level zombies. Besides, there is not much food in Jinling, and I want to exchange some with you." Leng Mingyue said, "Okay, I'll think of a way. Let's set off now." To Jinling, "Master." Feng handed Leng Mingyue a satellite phone and said, "There is a phone number for the Jinling base in it, and everyone in Kyoto knows this phone number and may call you at any time." Leng Mingyue answered the phone, and 2 large trailers set off. The person next to Master Feng said, "I don't know where they got their food. It's been so long since the end of the world. They still have so much food, Master." Feng glanced at this person and said, "Don't worry about what you shouldn't worry about." Leng Mingyue and the others drove for half an hour. After there was no one around, Leng Mingyue put the large trailer into the Shenge space, took out the big pickup from the Shenge space, and several people boarded the car and headed north. More than 200 kilometers. The road also passed through Changsha City. It's also not a small city. I heard that the survivors here have all moved to Jinling Point. The situation was urgent, so I didn't stop and continued to drive. If there was a traffic jam on the road, I put the car in the Godhead space. If there was damage, a few people walked through. Leng Mingyue saw a gas station on the side of the road and went down to see if there was any gas. It's okay now. Gasoline will be very precious in the last few years. It was getting dark, and we were still 80 kilometers away from Jinling Point. They didn't want to go on their way, so they found a small village. It was dusty after a long time, and they didn't want to clean up. Leng Mingyue released 2 RVs, separated by a distance. After dinner, Qin Feng shared a caravan. Dahuang, Xiao Bei, and Zuchuan were all in this caravan, and then Leng Mingyue got into another caravan with Huang Can's ringtone. 4 people, a bit crowded. Everyone sat cross-legged and began to absorb the crystal nucleus. There was finally movement from Qin Feng's side. After a few days of high-grade crystal nucleus supply finally broke through the 4th level. Qin Feng's strength, speed, and defense have all improved a lot, especially his strength. In the previous life, he could break all laws with one force point. A few girls are worse. Leng Mingyue's desperate absorption finally reached the bottleneck, showing signs of breaking through. But still no breakthrough. Zhu Chen's level is still low, so he drank some spiritual spring water and gave him a bunch of crystal nuclei. This knight also broke through to level 3. After absorbing everything, Leng Mingyue wanted to do something. Chapter 47. Arriving at Jinling. Leng Mingyue was kicked out of the car by the 3 women when he was doing his hands and feet. Leng Mingyue yelled that it is not nice to meet people. Unable to get to Kim Feng's car, he kicked Rhubarb out. Tonight you watch the night, and you are not allowed to sleep. Rhubarb, why are you such a dog? The next day, Qin Feng was level 4, Dahlia Shu was level 4, and the rest were all level 3. Facing a large number of zombies, they probably would not be able to eliminate them all, even if they were exhausted. To besiege a base, zombies must be indispensable. Several people had breakfast and got on the pickup truck to start again. Leng Mingyue took out the satellite phone, which stored the number of the base commander. Dial it. It rang a few times, and it was connected there. Leng Mingyue said, "I'm Leng Mingyue, may I be the director of the Jinling base?" said. To the other side, "Hi Captain Leng, I'm the head of the Jinling base and my name is Marshal Peng." Leng Mingyue said, "We will arrive in about an hour. Can you tell me about the current situation first, Marshal?" Peng said, "Now there are about 100,000 zombies around the base. We wanted to arrange a counterattack, but there is a zombie that can shoot fireballs. As soon as we leave the safe zone, we will be attacked by fireballs. The attack distance is long and the attack area is large. The zombies are just swarming. They haven't attacked yet, and we haven't attacked either. If we attack with all our strength, we should be able to eliminate a lot, but our ammunition reserve is not too much, and the number of combatants will be reduced a lot. 150,000 survivors, only 100,000 zombies. 15 people are enough to deal with one, but many survivors have never killed a single zombie. Seeing zombies only knows how to run, but they can't run away from zombies." Leng Mingyue said with a satellite phone, "We will kill or attract some zombies on the periphery in 2 hours. You should be vigilant. The zombies may riot and may attack the safe area." After hanging up the phone, a few people began to prepare. The grenades, landmines, and a large amount of gasoline were taken from the arsenal. This time there were not as many mines as last time. We could only use gasoline to make up the number, as well as shells. A 5-kilometer blast route was laid out. The layout of the few people was very rough. The shells were placed directly on top of the grenades, and the mines were not buried. They were placed directly in the middle of the road. If there were too many zombies, they would definitely step on them. Several people took the bazooka and fired a few rockets at the level 5 zombies. There was a huge explosion, and before the rocket hit the level 5 zombie, the level 5 zombie knocked down the rocket with a fireball. Many low-level zombies were killed. The 5th level zombie looked at the few people. "Open your mouth and roar." A large number of zombies rushed here. Explosions outside are heard in the safe zone and weapons are loaded. Already. After successfully attracting the zombies, several people started to retreat. The fast ones were all speed zombies. A few 3rd level speed zombies rushed into the explosion area first. Was blown up to the sky. Zombies rushing from behind like an ocean. Large scale zombies rushed forward, and no one could stop them. Leng Mingyue let several people get into the car, ready to run away at any time. More and more zombies entered the explosion area, but at this moment the 5th level zombies roared again, and most of the zombies began to attack the safe zone. Only about 30,000 continued to rush towards Leng Mingyue and the others. It seems that level 5 zombies still want to rush into the safe zone. The anger of 150,000 people in the safe zone is a huge attraction for zombies. Leng Mingyue saw that a large number of zombies began to attack the safe zone, shouting at the crowd, ready to fight. Leng Mingyue put the big pickup into the Shenge space point. Most of the zombies fell in the explosion area, and less than 1,000 zombies rushed in front of several people. Almost 30,000 zombies were eliminated in the blast zone. Several people started fighting. Leng Mingyue blows up 5 zombies with a fireball. Leng Mingyue also released the big willow tree, and then controlled several large zombies to stand in front. Qin Feng, a level 4, is quite brave. Now he has no weapon in his hand, but two fists. Sometimes there are cars on the side of the road, and he can block weapons with his wheels. Just like a green titan point, the bright yellow branches are all inserted directly into the zombie's head to bring out the crystal nucleus. It saves the time to take the crystal nucleus. Leng ate melon seeds in the back. I have already adapted to the end of the world, and I can eat it on such a disgusting occasion. Rhubarb ran back and forth, and dealt with those who slipped through the net. Xiaobei and Zuchuan were the soy sauces. The attack power is not strong. Leng Mingyue suddenly found that everyone in the team was very strong, and they couldn't kill zombies slower than himself. Chapter 48, Entering the Jinling Safe Zone. Several people finished solving these scattered zombies. Several people moved forward and crossed the explosion zone, picking up some high-grade crystal nuclei. A large number of zombies are besieging the safe area, and the safe area is fully fired. Several people moved towards the direction of the 5th level zombies. The big willow tree is very powerful now. The branches can be swept to about 20, and the branches can be tied. Qin Feng opened the way ahead. At this moment, a level 5 zombie hit a fireball. Qin Feng was quite experienced. He grabbed 2 zombies and threw them out forcefully, just hitting the fireball. Zombies were blown to pieces. A large number of zombies had already rushed to the wall of the safe area, and the satellite phone rang. After connecting, the inside shouted, "Captain Leng, we can't hold on any longer. We are running low on ammunition." Leng Mingyue was speechless. Do you only use guns to fight zombies? In the future, the military industry will not be able to keep up, and there will be no bullets. Then don't kill it. I didn't have time to answer, so I hung up the phone. Leng Mingyue took out a TNT bomb. Shouted, "Xiaobei has come to live." Xiaobei held TNT and teleported to the top of the 5th level zombie, dropped the TNT, and teleported back. The 5th level zombie felt the danger, and hid to the side. Huge explosion. When the smoke and dust cleared, one arm was blown off from the 5th level zombie, but does not affect the action. Leng Mingyue gave Xiaobei another TNT, and Xiaobei teleported to the top of the 5th level zombie. Before dropping the TNT, a fireball was about to hit Xiaobei. Xiaobei hurriedly teleported back, blew up and threw it crookedly, and fell to the side. Some of the hair on Xiaobei's belly was burned off, which was dangerous. Xiaobei's level is still lower, to levels lower than the 5th level zombie. Seeing the 5th level zombies, they must have been scared. With a roar, they retreated like a tidal wave with less than 50,000 zombies left, and retreated towards the urban area of Jinling. Coincidentally, use these few days to upgrade Xiaobei, and next time I must blow up this 5th level zombie. The zombies were all evacuated, and the few people were not in a hurry, and returned to the explosion area just now. Start cleaning the nuclei. After picking it up for a while, a group of people came out from the safety zone, and the leader said, "I'm Marshal Peng. Who is Captain Leng?" Leng Mingyue came over and said, "I'm Leng Mingyue. Wait for us a moment. There are about 30,000 crystal nuclei here. We need to collect them." Marshal Peng said, "Captain Leng, don't worry. I'll have someone clean it up, and I'm sure there will be more than one." Leng Mingyue heard that someone was working. That was good. So he called a few people and followed Marshal Peng to the safety zone. Came to a conference room. A few people sat down. Someone poured tea. Several people have been fighting for a long time, drinking saliva. Leng Mingyue said, "Look, can you introduce this safe zone to me? I received an order from Kyoto to come and rescue. Check the situation on your side." Marshal Peng said, "All the people from the nearby small safety zone have gathered here. We have a division commander here, but he died on the day of the end of the day. The leaders of the municipal side also died. I'm just a deputy brigade commander. After the high-level people died, Kyoto temporarily ordered me to act as the head of the base temporarily. Because of the arrival of the end of the world, people are unfamiliar with zombies, and the management of this base is not very good. To be honest, I have never managed the base. I was only in charge of the training of soldiers before." It was only then that Leng Mingyue realized that this side was a raging army of soldiers and a nest of raging generals. You can't blame Marshal Peng either, because I have never reached this height before. I have only trained soldiers before, and I have never managed such a large stall. Leng Mingyue said, "The crystal nucleus in the zombie's head can make people stronger. You all know that, right? Marshall. Peng nodded. Kyoto said on the satellite phone. Leng Mingyue said, in the future, it will be hand-to-hand combat. The guns and ammunition now have very little damage to zombies, so whether you are a soldier or a survivor, you have to go out and kill zombies. Your base has 150,000 people, and is surrounded by 100,000 zombies. Joke. You know. Leng Mingyue was not as polite as he was to the base chiefs of the previous safety zones. You must wake up Marshal Peng, otherwise the base will be wiped out. After they leave point, Marshal Peng said, if the survivors all go out, there will be a lot of sacrifices. Leng Mingyue said, if we didn't come today, we didn't scare away the level 5 zombies, you will be wiped out today. Marshal Peng and several base leaders nearby did not dare to raise their heads, because what Leng Mingyue said was right. Leng Mingyue introduced the first few bases again, talked about the development of the bases, and the matters needing attention. Several people took notebooks to record carefully. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 49, Qin Feng Meets Beauty. After talking for more than 2 hours, the biggest base is a joke. Without the ability to protect himself at all, Leng Mingyue asked the base to arrange a place to live. This time it was arranged for a 4-bedroom and 1 living room. Leng Mingyue has a room by himself. In the evening, a lot of crystal nuclei were pulled. They were all zombies bombed by Leng Mingyue and the others. The basic blocks of bombs sneakily put into the Godhead space from the arsenal last time were used up, and only TNT high explosive grenades and bombs remained. After dinner, everyone absorbed the crystal nucleus. Leng Mingyue has reached the bottleneck. Today, 2 hands have a 4th level crystal nucleus in each hand. Started to absorb like crazy. Suddenly breaking through a membrane, the fire energy in the body rioted, and then slowly subsided. Finally broke through level 4. Use your mental strength to look inside the Godhead space. It has also expanded a lot, and it is estimated to be about 2000 mu. It was already a very large piece of land, and Leng Mingyue swept it with mental power and planted corn in an instant. Mental strength is also much greater. The strength has also increased. Leng Mingyue feels that he is omnipotent, and the general 4th level power awakeners are not as strong as himself, except Qin Feng. I have already upgraded today. I'm going to relax. Who are I going to find? Huang Can has a room by himself. Ringtones and ringtones in 1 room. Let's get Huang Can done first. Leng Mingyue came out and saw Da Huang lying on his stomach in the living room. Thinking of teasing Rhubarb from the Godhead space, he took out an Earth system crystal nucleus, thinking about smashing the dog. Holding the Earth type crystal nucleus in his hand, suddenly the Earth type energy entered the body. Something is wrong. I'm not an Earth type power user, so I should not be able to absorb the power of the Earth type crystal nucleus, but only energy. Leng Mingyue went back to the house again, and took out some more crystal nuclei of earth, wood, water, and gold. Only the earth can absorb the supernatural powers, and nothing else can absorb it. He awakened again the ability of the soil system. If you upgrade yourself, you can get another series of abilities after the 4th level. It is difficult to upgrade. There are still few high level zombies, and they are also difficult to kill. Today's 5th level zombies sensed danger, and ordered the zombie group to retreat. I don't understand. I don't want to. I will try the earth ability tomorrow, and there is a wave of breakthrough energy at this time. It should be that Huang Can has also broken through to level 4. Huang Daxio's talent is really high. Ling Guyan next door said, sister, Huang Can has broken through to level 4, and neither of us has broken through yet. Think about it. How long will it take to break through? Ling Yu said, it will take 1 to 2 days at the earliest. Ling Yan said, I'm similar. This way we will be compared. I have a way to go. Pull the bell to Leng Mingyue's room. Ling Yu was embarrassed and wanted to leave, but was grabbed by Leng Mingyue. No sleep tonight. At 2 o'clock in the morning, Ling Guyan supported Ling Yu, and the two went back to their room in a panic. Leng Mingyue pushed away Can Huang's room point the next day. Leng Mingyue supported his waist and was finally squeezed dry by Huang Can. When he came to the living room, he saw Qin Feng looking at Leng Mingyue strangely. Leng Mingyue said, "I've been running around for the past few days, and I finally came to the safe zone to wander around freely. I won't go out today." Then, he turned and went back to his house. There is no plowed land, only exhausted oxen. Sleep until noon. Ling Yin said that the military had prepared lunch, and Leng Mingyue saw that it was military rations again. "I haven't eaten for a long time, and Huang Can didn't cook, so I'll just eat this." Several people didn't see Qin Feng after eating. Qin Feng went out all morning and still hasn't come back. Several people came out and walked around the Jinling safe zone. A safe zone with hundreds of thousands of people is already considered a large safe zone. But here's the mess. There was no order at all. On the way, I saw some girls blocking the street and shouting, like a brothel. Leng Mingyue felt that he might have stimulated Qin Feng last night, so he also came here to relax. After walking for a while, I finally found Qin Feng. Behind Qin Feng was a little girl. Leng Mingyue's Mrs. Qin Feng is a beast. This girl is also 15 or 16 years old. Leng Mingyue stepped forward and asked, "What's the situation?" Qin Feng said, "Let's go back to the residence and talk about it." Leng Mingyue looked at the girl. She was pretty, but very thin. Several people returned to their residences. Qin Feng said, "Just now I saw that the big ones are on the street, and they eat when they change their children." Everyone was surprised. That's what primitive societies do. Well, now the end times are more cruel than the primitive society. The girl's parents also have a younger brother. They thought about selling the girl to buy food, but no one is buying it now. They discussed to exchange children for food. Ling Yin said, "It's too cruel. Let's go find them." Qin Feng said, "No need to go. I went to see. There is nothing in his house, and he starved to death within 2 days without food. I couldn't see it, so I bought the girl with a pack of instant noodles." Leng Mingyue said, "What do you want to do? Take her?" Qin Feng shook his head and said, "She doesn't have awakening abilities. She's just an ordinary person. She should be able to live longer if she stays in the base. Tell Marshal Peng to take care of her." At this time, the girl knelt down with her arms around Qin Feng's legs. Said, "Can you not leave me? I want to follow you. I can wash clothes and cook. I can do everything." Seeing the girl crying, Sazun couldn't stand it anymore. He helped the girl up and said, "Don't cry yet. It's dangerous to follow us. We are going to kill zombies." The girl said, "I'm not afraid of death, nor am I afraid of killing zombies. As long as I can follow brother Qin Feng, I'm willing to die." Leng Mingyue didn't want to watch this bitter drama, so he said, "You can discuss it. It doesn't matter if you bring it, but it will definitely be very dangerous, and you may die at any time. I have something to do with Peng de Shui. You can watch movies and play for a while. Let's relax and go to Jinling tomorrow to kill zombies." Chapter 50. Leng Mingyue approached Marshal Peng and said, "How long will the food last? Have you sent a search team to find supplies, Marshal?" Peng said, "Not yet. It's a mess now." Leng Mingyue could see that this Marshal Peng's ability was not enough to lead this base at all. Said, "How would you feel if the base changed to a base commander?" Looking at Marshal Peng, if there is any hatred, he may be dealt with at any time. Unexpectedly, Marshal Peng said, "That's great. I don't want to do it anymore." Leng Mingyue said, "There are no municipal jobs in the base, Marshal." Peng shook his head. "They're all dead and didn't escape. This is not a small base with hundreds of thousands of people dealing with a lot of things every day, so the base leader should be cautious. If it is a mercenary villain, it will also destroy the base." Leng Mingyue said, "Can your satellite phone reach Kyoto, Marshal?" Peng said, "We can only contact Secretary Wang, who belongs to the Secretariat, and report it to the higher authorities." Leng Mingyue knows that the secretary beside the leader is also very powerful. "You use the satellite phone to contact Secretary Wang. Just tell me to look for it, Marshal." Peng took out his satellite phone and dialed it. After a few calls, he was connected. Marshal Peng said, "Hello, Secretary Wang. I'm Marshal Peng from Jinling Base. Captain Leng Mingyue wants to talk to you, please." After saying hello a few times. He handed the satellite phone to Leng Mingyue. Leng Mingyue said, Secretary Wang, the order from Kyoto is to come to Jinling to rescue the Jinling safe zone. We have driven all the zombies outside the Jinling safe zone. A voice came from the satellite phone. Okay, very good. Captain Leng, you have not let the organization down. Leng Mingyue went on to say, the Jinling safety zone needs someone with leadership to preside over the overall situation. Marshal Peng can't do it. Marshal Peng blushed beside him. He didn't refute, and he didn't want to do it himself. Secretary Wang said, there is a suitable candidate, but it is 60 kilometers away from you. Leng Mingyue said, where is it? Are you going to rescue it? Secretary Wang said, in Ansan City, which is 60 kilometers away. The entire leadership team is there, about 15 people, trapped in the municipal building. We tried to get the nearby safe area to rescue but failed. They are running out of food. The satellite phone died yesterday and can't be reached now. About 30 seconds of silence. Leng Mingyue said, we will set off tomorrow morning, and if they are still alive, we will bring them back to the Jinling safe zone at night. Secretary Wang was also a little surprised, so he agreed so simply. Secretary Wang said, Captain Leng, I'll buy you a drink when we arrive in Kyoto. The two hung up the satellite phone, and Leng Mingyue said to Marshal Peng, Secretary Wang said that in Ansan City, the leaders of a municipal team are here. Let me pick it up. It's too late to leave today. We will leave tomorrow morning. Marshal Peng said, okay, I will fully cooperate here. When Leng Mingyue returned to his residence, it seemed that he had made up his mind. Several people chatted happily. Qin Feng stepped forward and introduced to the girl, this is the Captain Leng Mingyue. You must obey all orders from now on. There are zombies in front of you asking you to rush. Do you have to understand? Leng Mingyue hurriedly said, don't be so strict with the child. The girl said, hi Captain Leng, my name is Mirengzu. You can call me Xiaoxu. Leng Mingyue nodded and said, it will be dangerous to follow us, but we will protect you as much as possible. Leng Mingyue returned to the house. Take a cup and fill a cup of pure spiritual spring water. He came to the living room and said, come and drink this glass of water. Leng Mingyue didn't know if he could activate the ability. Even if the ability cannot be activated, it will definitely enhance physical fitness by washing the essence and cutting the marrow. Mirengzu glanced at Qin Feng, who nodded. After Mirengzu drank the Lingquan water, she felt uncomfortable all over. Black stains ooze from the body. Stinks. Mirengzu ran to the bathroom. Seeing Qin Feng's nervous look, Leng Mingyue said, it's okay, don't worry, if you care, you can go in and have a look. Qin Feng opened the bathroom door and screamed. Qin Feng backed out blushing. Mirengzu is taking a bath. After waiting for half an hour, Mirengzu came out of the bathroom. After washing, she was also very beautiful. Qin Feng said, close your eyes and sense, and see what abilities you can sense. Mirengzu closed her eyes to sense, but she didn't feel it. Mirengzu was a little frustrated. Qin Feng comforted, it's okay. I will protect you. Several people are preparing for dinner. Mirengzu was surprised. She could eat these things and the last day's black pepper beef, scallion fried lamb, boiled fish on the table. Shredded pork with fish flavor. My god. After dinner, Mirengzu will share a room with Qin Feng. Qin Feng asked Mirengzu and Huan Can to live in the same room. Qin Feng said to Mirengzu, you are still young. Mirengzu said, I'm already 18 years old, only a little younger than Sister Lingyue. Qin Feng looked at Leng Mingyue. Leng Mingyue wanted to help Qin Feng and said, I'm going to find Huan Can at night. Qin Feng blushed and led Mirengzu into the room. Suzune chuckled. Leng Mingyue said, are you fooling Mirengzu? Lingyue said, Qin Feng is so lonely alone, eating dog food every day. I'm helping him. If he can't hold it, I'm afraid that Mirengzu will climb into your bed. Leng Mingyue said, hurry up and practice. Tomorrow, we will go to the rescue. Lingyue led Lingyue away, and he hastened to absorb today. Try to break through the 4th level. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.